All right, welcome in. If you're joining this on the replay on YouTube, feel free to fast forward here for a second because we're going to be getting our friends on TikTok on here, and then we will get started. So we're going to be photographing all sorts of different clothes today: whites UK, some modern, some gorp core, a little bit of everything, tips, tricks, and all that good stuff. So feel free to fast forward a little bit, and if you have any questions, comments, thoughts, or ideas, feel free to put that in the chat, and I will get to it. At that time. Okay. All right. Let's get our TikTok friends in. Here we go. And it's always fun to see who our first person is going to be for the afternoon. Whew, I feel sweaty. I feel sweaty because I've been working all day. Not a bad way, like in a good way, like in a I've been putting the time in kind of way. Shipped tons of things out today. I think we shipped out 17 items this morning. All clothing, some shoes, one hard good, which was a inflatable balloon thing. Hope Hanger is our first one in, followed. Allison, actually, Allison, you're the first one in. You did it. You're the first one. Hey, Monica Deaver. Bella Young 88 is here. Hey, Allison. I'm happy to see you. Hey, Leah. Welcome in. We are going to be doing lots of clothing photographing today. Ava or Ava. I went to school with an avocado honeybee stilts. That's a true story. Carlos is here this afternoon, and Martina. Nate, hi. Long legs. You and me, long legs. Hey, Marcy and Mary. Hey, girl. Hey, that is right. Antoinette, which is one of my favorite lady names ever. And Tara is here. Kendall, Tatted Girl, and Shannon. All right, let's do this, friends. Barb, Melissa with the butterflies. Let's do this. Okay, so what are we going to be doing today? We are going to be photographing all sorts of different kinds of clothing, whether you're joining us here on TikTok or I see you on the 2B of the UBs. If you guys are interested in finding any of the things you see me do, my station here, this awesome lanyard that's about to hold my phone, or you have any questions about any of the little gadgets you see me using, if you go to the old bio-y and click on the old linkity that's up on my wall, it'll take you over to the Smile store. And that Smile store is where I got all of my stuff. So you can see it there. It's under a category called reseller supplies. And you can find all of the goodies there. If you have any questions, comments, thoughts, or ideas, feel free to ask in the comments here. There is never a bad question. We all start somewhere. Opinions are welcome. Opinions are like armpits. Everyone has them. They generally stink, including me. If you have something to say, just say it, right? Why not? And if you're a reseller in here and someone asks a question, please feel free to answer. I mean, we're all better together, right? Allison says, do you sell on Poshmark? I do. So I sell on eBay, Depop, Poshmark, Mercari, little bit on Grailed. I have some listings on Whatnot, but I haven't actually done a show there yet. Hustle's here. Ooh. If you guys are not following I Can Hustle All Day, that is a tragedy. He's got all sorts of good tips. Steve, welcome in. Willow, I see you. And Kenzie, Nikki, you made it. Woohoo! Allison's on Poshmark. Woot woot. Yeah, we sold. Poshmark's interesting for me because I do primarily men's clothes. Although today we've got some women's clothes here too. But I do primarily men's clothes. I primarily usually get the most of my sales on Depop. I'm a Depop seller because I do a lot of t-shirts, a lot of fire, a lot of Y2K. It followed by eBay. I would say Poshmark is my next, and then Mercari after that. However, eBay smoked out Depop today. I think we had 10 items or 11 items go out on eBay. We only had like 4 go out on Depop today, which is crazy. I think we had 4 on Poshmark, 1 on Mercari. I don't even remember the math, something like that. Kelly, happy to see you. Rhonda is here. Julie is here with the kitty cats. Okay, let's do it, you guys. Let's get started here. All right. Our first thing that we're going to be doing today is a Wrangler. This is a pearl snap Western button up. These are really super hot right now, really big, huge following. A lot of pop artists are kind of chiming in on the Western thing right now. It's really big. Post Malone just did a Western song. We know Beyonce did her Western thing. So the whole Western rodeo, Santa Fe, cowboy, Yellowstone, like barrel bunnies, that all of that is having kind of a moment right now. So if you find any of these, I highly suggest picking them up. Now, I'm going to try to give you guys as many tips and tricks as I can going through this, but if you have any questions, please ask. If you're wondering where I get my items, I get all of my stuff from garage sales, yard sales, rummage sales, church sales. I've been to Goodwill once in the last year. I've been to our local thrift store 4 times now, mainly just to look at their shoes because they always have good shoe prices there. But otherwise, I do everything else through garage sales. So most of the stuff that you're going to see is all stuff that I got for anywhere between 25 cents to $1. For me, spending $3 on an item is like crazy. We build our entire business is based off of really low COG, so really low cost of goods, and then higher mid to high margins. I sell a lot of bread and butter stuff. So, and we make a good living doing it. So you don't have to just be selling the fancy brands. I don't know a lot of the fancy brands, so I stick to what I know. I'm always learning, always growing, always stretching. But yeah, Southern, what do you do in the winter when there's no garage sales? You move to Texas and then it never stops. That is actually literally the answer. So last summer, I garage saled. I was living up by Seattle. I garage saled every Friday, every Saturday, some Sundays. I did that they started like in Mayish, and then they went to like the second week of September, and then that was just it. However, I was able to fill an entire downstairs giant living room area full of stuff. So I still got tons of those boxes from last year that I'm getting to. I have only been full-time reselling. We looked at it, it's been about 5.5 months now. I was reselling before that, but I was definitely like a part-time girl, selling a lot of stuff that I just had around the house, selling stuff that my mom had left me. It's just stuff like that. So now I'm a source girl. Maybe I'll have to go to the bins eventually, but like right now, even in Texas, it's just I went to at least 36 garage sales on Saturday. Now it probably will slow down come like November, December, January, just because of the holidays. I will be getting into the boxes in the garage at that point, and then come like February, March, it'll all be back up into full swing. Yeah. Thanks, Hessel. Did you move to Texas solely for reselling? Not totally, but it was definitely a huge factor. So we had spent about 6 months down here in Austin before we went back to Washington to caregive for my mom. We caregived for her for a few years as she transitioned out. And I wasn't doing any reselling or anything like that. I had an online business at that time doing something totally different. I was doing marketing and stuff like that. So we had already been down here. We fell in love with it. We loved it. And then when we were looking at houses, it was just so expensive to stay up in Washington, and I didn't want to be in the rain anymore. I wanted to be somewhere where I could source and do this full time, really take this business full time because I love it so much. And so it was definitely a big factor. It wasn't all the factor, but it was a big factor. Like long sleeve tees and dresses. Yeah, I'm not sure what you mean by that, Jana. You'd probably have to clarify on that. Do you replay or close to sell, or are you just looking for already in good condition? Oh man, Julia, I have a pile. So usually what I do is once every 2 weeks, I'll take a Sunday and I call it like my to-do or admin day. So I'm scrubbing out little stains or I'm popping on a button. I'm a time is money girl, and I'm also a turn and burn person, meaning I want stuff in and I want it back out. So if I got to do a whole bunch of work on it, I'm not going to do it. It depends on the price of it. Like I came across a vintage Ralph Lauren super nice shirt the other day. It's missing a button. I'm going to put a button on there because I'm going to be able to sell that sucker for like $55. But otherwise, I try to not do too much. In fact, the more I've done in the past, the more I've messed stuff up. You're in a great place if you live close to Austin. Yes, there's a lot of resellers up in Austin, but you know what? There's so much stuff. I literally never run out of stuff to find. What price range are your clothes? That is, Gianna, that is all over the board. I would say the least expensive stuff I usually have is around the $15 range. The most expensive stuff I have is like $250, and it's everywhere in between. Yeah. So it's all over the board. It's whatever I can find, right? DW's here. All right, let's get this going. And if I miss any of your questions, I apologize. Please feel free to ask again. Or if another reseller or someone's in here wants to answer, that's totally fine too. So we're going to take a little bit of tape here. We're just going to pop this shoulder back. We're going to fold this arm sleeve forward. We're going to get right back in here and do the exact same thing. Fold this forward. If you're interested in knowing where I got this station here, we built it. This is a shelving unit without the shelves. And then this is a foam core board with a special kind of felt on the outside with Reynolds foil on the inside and some lighting. If you want to know how to build this, if you go over to the old Tubi that's Ubi, just look up Nice Comps. I got a 2-minute video in there with links in there and everything that you need so that you can figure out how to build something like this. A lot of this kind of stuff is stuff that you can just find around the house. So, all right. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to make sure that our photos are in square mode. So the ratio on that should be 1:1. You do not, I see this a lot, I have a lot of people that reach out to me and say, hey, can you take a look at my eBay, or can you take a look at my Poshmark store and let me know what do I need to do differently? And the first thing I see almost every single time is photos where they've been taken in like they're the longer ratio aspect. I don't even know what it is. It's like a vertical look though. It's what cameras normally come in. There is a way on, now I'm iPhone, I don't know about Android, but there is a way on iPhone for you to save it as a square mode in your settings. So my photos are always square no matter what. The reason I love the fact that you can do that is because before I'd have to go in and change it every time I close my phone down. So there is a way for you to do that, and you can probably just Google that and figure out how to do that. So we're going to do that, and then I always do a practice photo first. Now, when I'm taking pictures of stuff that are light, bright, and out of sight, like this here, this white thing here, I'm going to put my exposure up to probably like a 0.3. So there's a way for you to mess with your exposures on your phone. So if you're photographing, and now this isn't my setup, yours might be different, but in my setup, if I do 0.3 for light colors, they turn out great. If I do -3 for dark colors, then my black shirts don't look like light gray. They look like a nice, perfect black or whatever color it actually is. Also, I use cool lights, and that also helps as well. Sophie, Miguel, Brianna, I see you, Brianna. Hey, Kara. Okay, guys, we're going to get started here. So when I first start doing this for the day, I always take a picture, and then I'm going to take a look at it. How does it look? I think that looks pretty gosh darn good. I don't know that you could do too much better than that. I mean, I'm not a professional photographer, but I think it looks okay. So that's the first thing we're going to get is that picture. Then the next thing we're going to do is do some measurements. So the first measurement that I always do is the shoulders. So I'm going to get a picture here of the shoulders. Then I'm going to get a picture of the length. I'm going to get a picture of the sleeve length. I'm going to get a picture of the chest. It is not a pit to pit. That is not real. It is a chest. So we're going to get a picture of that right there. Now this one's got just a little bit of discoloration up here on the collar. I'm going to go ahead and take a picture of that because I don't want somebody saying, it's got a little bit of discoloring. I could spend tons of time trying to get it out, or I could just mark it down $2 and be done with it and move on with my life, which is what I'm going to do. This has already been washed. Anything that I get, I always do the SNS test. SNS test is sight and sniff. If I see that it's dirty, it's going to get sprayed with some OxyClean and it's going to go in the wash. If it smells funkety, then it's going to get washed. Now, if I was at the bins, probably everything's going to be washed. But at yard sales, a lot of times people are putting out clean clothes that they just got out of their closet. So I don't worry too much about that. All right, we're going to get a picture of the back here. And then we're going to bring this sucker over and we're going to get a picture of the tags. Now, you can get these hangers at Target or Wally. If you are a reseller, you should definitely have hangers that the tops turn. It's just going to make it so that you can flip things for photos easily by just turning them like that. So you don't have to take it off the hanger and then go like that. I love efficiency, so I'm always looking for any kind of hack or gadget that I can do where it's going to save me a ton of time. And we had a whole bunch of people join in, so if I missed any of your questions or comments or anything, please ask again. Please don't be shy. It's not rude to ask 47 times. I was on a live the other day. I was on someone else's live, and I think it was Frenchie's. I think I asked the same question like 13 times. Someone's going to see it. It was somebody's. I don't remember. If you're in here, you remember. I was like, I'm going to keep asking this question. Okay, Matthew. Hey, Ashley. Dorothy's here as well. How many items do you list a day? So I got a rule. I never go to bed without listing at least one and getting it cross-listed. However, this is kind of my metric of success. If I can get 10 things listed in a day and get that cross-listed onto every other platform, fantastic. If I can get 15 or 20 items, that's kind of where I like to be. 20 is like my kind of my standard 20 items, and then cross list those onto Depop. So I list on eBay first. Then I import it into Vendu, and then from Vendu on the computer, I cross list to Depop, Poshmark, Macari, sometimes Grailed if it's super fire. And then I only do Whatnot if it's something that's like really, really special. I put it up there for whatever reason because it takes 2 seconds to put up there. But I'm not doing Whatnot shows, so I don't really do much on there. Now, on the days where I do like 30, I literally feel like a superwoman and like I've killed it. I know a lot of resellers can do like 30 a day. I'm working on getting there. Again, I really have only been full-time reselling for about 5.5 months. However, I'm getting close to replacing what I was making doing marketing. So I'll take it all day, every day to never have to go back to a corporate-y feeling ever again. All right, so this is a Wrangler. Now, when you see these Wranglers that have the black tags with the silver stitching, this is not vintage. This is a throwback. So this is originally Wrangler did. They were white labels with red stitching. And this is just trying to give you like a retro throwback. There's a lot of companies doing that right now. You can also tell because it's like a super chintzy paper tag here. So it's probably not, it's not going to be dated because it's Wrangler. Okay. And then I'm going to look to see, is there any other tags? Is there any other things? I try to get a picture of as much of the tags as I can. It just saves me from having someone message me and ask me a tag question. I try to not get as many questions as possible, try to put as much information in there as I can. All right, then we're gonna fold this up, and then I do the skew method. So the reason I do this is because some of y'all out there impress me. I see you pulling things out of your inventory. You remember where things are. My son actually is like this. He can tell you what tub some t-shirts in. I cannot do that. I will not remember where that is. My brain does not work that way. I can watch the same movie 6 times and not tell you that I even watched it. Although I can remember a random conversation at a garage sale or what the lady was wearing at the checks down 4 months ago. I got all sorts of spicy stuff going on up here in my brain. And because of that, it just works a little bit differently. And so I respect it. I love it. And I like the way it works. So I roll with it. So I do the skew method, meaning that I put a tag here, and then this goes in my inventory. And then I also write down the measurements while I'm doing this. Now, the reason I do that is so I don't have to go through my photos when I am listing items. I want to be able to just sit down and look at the thing and hammer through them. And I don't want to have to like cycle through the photos because that just feels like it takes way too much time for me. And I'm not the most patient person. So this is an XL, and let's look at our measurements here. So we've got a chest of 25, 50 around. We got sleeves of 24.5. We have a length of 31, and we have shoulders of 19. Takes me like no time to do that. I write it down, and then once I list the item on eBay, I put a pink or a green mark, and then once it's cross-listed, I put a pink mark, and that way I know it's up. I also put the SKU number here because y'all don't even know how many times that has saved me, and I take a picture of the SKU number because I have lost things, and at the beginning, I had to cancel a couple orders and got a few dings. So, oh my gosh, don't want to do that again, right? Nobody wants the dings, especially on eBay. They're not very generous. How long does it take you to photograph and list? So I like to do things in batches. I like to do is like probably, well, what I'm going to list for the day. So with you guys here, I'm going to take pictures of everything that I'm going to list later tonight and then cross list. So tomorrow I'll take pictures of everything. I usually do photos earlier in the day on Tuesdays and Thursdays because on Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, I'm shipping. So my schedule kind of is as follows. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I do shipping earlier in the day, photographs later in the day. I list late into the late evening. And then on Tuesday, Thursdays, I do pictures a little earlier in the day, list kind of middle of the day, and then try to get some life stuff done on Tuesdays and Thursday nights. So it just depends on the day. Usually a couple hours, maybe an hour, hour and a half for photographs, and then maybe an hour, hour and a half for listing, maybe a little bit more, depends on what I'm listing. How long did it take you to make sales consistently? Rachel, a while. That's actually a really good question. What you guys are going to get from me as a reseller is really super like realistic stuff. And there's a lot of other great resellers on here that are like this. I am going to give you guys like the true what it's taken me. This has been a journey for me to get here. I was terrible at the beginning. I didn't know nothing. I couldn't tell you one piece of fashion. I couldn't have told you the difference between like a sweater and a hoodie. I know that seems insane, but I have worn the same style clothing my whole life. If you look at pictures of me when I was 16, I was wearing shorts, a graphic t-shirt, and then back in the day, it was probably Converse. Now it's Telex and Crocs because they're lighter weight. I've had these for probably 20 years. I mean, literally, guys, I didn't know anything. So it took me a while because I had to not only learn styles and learn stuff, but I also had to like do really bad listings at the beginning and stuff to figure out how to fix them. I've probably watched 100,000 hours of how people do this so that I can even remotely get here. So now I do consistently, we sell usually around at least 5 items a day. Kind of depends on the day. I think we've already sold 3 today. So it just depends on the day. It depends on the time of the month it is, whether it's payday or whatnot. All I can say is, dude, literally be patient. The more stuff that's in your store, the more chances you have to sell stuff. So it's a matter of stacking that inventory up, right? What tape did you use for the Wrangler tape? I took a little piece of packing tape, did it sideways, rolled it, and put it on the back of it. Do you check comps when shopping at garage sales? Ooh, Melissa, that's a good question. So I used to. When I first started, I would comp at a garage sale literally every item, and I am not exaggerating. If it was just like a basic vintage t-shirt that I knew would make money, I still comped it because I didn't want to spend more money than I knew I could make. I mean, we are by no means like a well-off family. I would say we are a very blue-collar family. All my family are entrepreneurs. We don't got a lot of like, we don't got doctors and lawyers and fancy money people in my family. And so I just like, oh my gosh, I lost it. I totally lost what you asked. Oh, the garage sales. So at the beginning, I did a lot of it because I just didn't know what anything was worth. I had no idea. So I'd have to like look at everything because I was like, this is what my budget is. And I got to make the most bang for my buck with this. Now I've been doing it so long, I kind of know. Now, if I see something that looks like money or feels like money, like the material feels nice or it looks good, I will pop out that Google lens, and I got no shame being at a sale and taking a look to see what something is worth, especially if I'm buying like Nikes or I'm buying like shoes because those are all over the place. But now it's like I pick up so much bread and butter and I pick up so much stuff that I already know kind of what it's worth that I don't. So Justin and I were just talking about that. It's so weird. So he asked me on Saturday, he's like, are you still, are you doing sold comps or what are you doing? Because my reception from where I live for my Verizon is not good here. So there's a lot of places that I can't even get reception to look up the comps. And I realized that, so that whole day, that whole Saturday, I went to at least 36 sales. I comped 4 things. Now I bought probably, I mean, how many did we unload on Saturday night, guys? If anyone was here, we probably went through 400, 500, 600 pieces on Saturday. So 4 times 600. Now, if I was at the thrift store though, and I'm not spending 50 cents or a buck, you better bet your britches I'm comping that. I have to. Otherwise, I would run out of my money that I have. We got, like I said, I think realistically, we probably went through 400 pieces the other night. I'm just going to go with 400. I don't know if that's right, but I mean, we went through a lot. We were there. I did 2.5 hours of a go live of stuff that we got. And, I spent $132. That's it out of all that stuff. That'll make us thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. Now, that being said, it was all because I could get everything for $1 or $2. So I guess if you're at a garage sale, you risk it for a biscuit. It's $1. If you're at the thrift store, though, you better be busting out that Terra Peak. You better be busting out product research and figuring that out. You are so welcome. I'm trying so hard. I'm just not consistent. Yeah, Rachel, without that consistency, it is really tough. And you're talking to a girl that was not consistent. If you look on my wall, you'll see last month I did a 30-day accountability thing where I literally started with like, okay, my inventory's busted. I have no sales on a consistent basis. I need this money to come in because I refuse to go back into my marketing career. I do not want to do it ever again. So we need cash. I need a septic system fix. I immediately need this to work. And so I got to work and did 30 days consistently. And if you look, it's funny too, look at my video. Everyone, go look at my video, day 1, and then look what I learned by day 30 of literally just hammering. And now you can't stop me. I'll never stop it. Are you kidding me? I'm in an algorithm. I'm in the flow. I mean, you got to put me down on a bed with like a sickness or something to get me not to do it. And then I'm probably still going to figure out a way because now that I'm in that algorithm, I don't ever want to fight to get back into it again. All right. Oh my goodness. Oh, we've got so many messages. God, you fell asleep on that live, man. I almost fell asleep until I found that fire at the bottom of that box, dude. We had a vintage Rolling Stones shirt, mad 80s jackets, like so much stuff. It was absolutely crazy. Do you ever have luck at estate sales? No, I don't. Estate sales and I are not, we're not like this. I've had very little luck at very few. Um, Now I do mainly clothes and shoes. So a lot of that stuff's already cleared out of estate sales. They've already taken it to Goodwill or whatnot. But man, estate sales seems to be like, oh, God, I get it. I get it. Do you promote on eBay? Absolutely. When your sales really become consistent or profitable, I always promote on eBay. I never don't promote on eBay. I think I'm at 2% over there. And then I chronically run a 5% off sale all the time on my eBay. So everything always looks discounted. You can look at my eBay too. See what you guys see. All right, let's get going here. We got to get cooking. I got to get photos of this and we got to get listen. All right. So this brand is called, oh, we just got an offer. Just a second. We got to see what we got here. This is a 3XL. What is this? This is a, okay. So this is a Polo Ralph Lauren. This is a Y2K 3XL. Now they're offering me 15. I want 22. That's $7 off. That's too much. Especially because this is a 3XL, 2XL, money all day, baby. Give me those bigger sizes. I always sell them. So that's too much. So we're doing a let me hide the buyer here. We're doing a live offer situation. So I'm going to counter, and here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and go up to 17. That's still going to give him $5 off, which makes my margin of about 22%. I already marked this up a little bit higher than what I originally wanted to get for it. I was hoping to get anywhere between 17 to 20 for this. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to offer 17. And then I'm going to send a little message that says, meet me. And that's my little short. And then once I click it, it does this right here at the bottom and just puts all this in. And it says, if you're willing to meet me a little closer to the asking, since it's already on sale this week, then I'm in. Sound fair? Question mark. Always end it with a question. Keep that conversation going. And we'll see. They'll take it or they won't take it. It's either right for them or not right for them, but that's not for me to decide. How do you get eBay offer sales to pop up on my phone? I'm not sure, Three Rivers. You should just get them. It might be something in your settings. What sizes sell best for you? Everything. I try to stay away from like extra small, and I don't do any kids clothing unless it's like a super rare limited pair of Nikes or something like that. I may do that. I try to stay away from small, but anything from small is extra small, medium, okay, large money, extra large money, 2XL money, 3XL money, 4XL money. So like the bigger the size goes, the more I make. I need to set up shortcuts. Everything, literally everything I do in my phone is a shortcut. Do you send a message with every counter offer? Yep, you better bet your bridges. We got to start that conversation, right? We're two people having a conversation. If I was at a garage sale and I said to someone, I'll give you 17 for this, and then they just went like this. They like put up their fingers for a number and didn't say anything to me, I'd be like, whew, that's awkward. But if they said verbally something to me, which is what we're doing here by texting, by talking, we're starting a communication. I'm ending with a sentence, and we are probably most likely going to make a sale. We'll see. Now, the extra 2XLs and 3XLs, they don't usually haggle me. They usually buy right out. But if he doesn't, then guess what? Somebody else will. And that's what's great about life. All right, let's take a look at this. Make sure the coloring looks good on that. Wow, it looks fire. All right, we're going to go across here. Salt Life, this is a great brand to pick up if you're able to get it for an inexpensive price. It always sells well for me. It's very like beach, surf, skate, Florida. It's got that whole like aesthetic going on. And then it also it lends to like that like mildly dad core, weirdly enough, but with a twist of like Point Break. So it's like all those guys that were really into like the Point Break movie back in the day that are now like dads with like teenage kids, all really like Salt Life. And I could not resist picking this up for $1, especially with these graphics on the back. I mean, this is just literal money. It's got the fishing hook with the weight. It also has a little Scully pirate down here with a sword. I mean, I actually thought about keeping this t-shirt, but if I kept every t-shirt I wanted to, my closet would be even more full than it already is. I definitely have a problem with graphic t-shirts. I love them. I want to keep them all. But I need to pass it along. We're gonna pass it along, guys. Pass it along. Sam is here. Yay! Erica says, "Are you able to send messages on Poshmark?" No, you can't. So Poshmark, it's funny too, because Poshmark wants to be like a social media platform, kind of like Depop is, but like they don't give you the skills and tools on there to be able to do that. So unfortunately, you can't. And it's funny that you asked that, Erica, because every single time I do a counter offer on there, it feels so weird to me that I can't say something. Every single time I want to say something and I can't, and it's just so weird. Creekside's here. Woo-hoo. Creekside's a great person to follow too, guys, if you are looking for people to follow to learn more stuff and see awesome things. Creekside's great. How long have you been reselling? How long until your business saw consistent sales? So Riverstone, that's a good question. So I dabbled back in like 2022. I dabbled a little bit with reselling. And then I hurt myself really bad. And I was out of commission for like 8 months. Got back to it in like February, March, listed some stuff, wasn't consistent. I was still doing my marketing career at that time. So it really was, this was just kind of like a little sidey kind of situation. And so I didn't see really consistent sales. Made some money, but it wasn't super consistent. Then I took a break because we moved and everything, but I was garage sailing. I garage sailed like no one's ever garage sailed in their life. I just wasn't listing any of it. So I ended up with a room that's about this size, just a hoard of really great stuff, which a lot of that's still in the garage. We're working through it now. And I didn't see obviously any sales during that time. Then about 5.5 months ago, I turned my store back on and I just started listing a little bit. Now I was only doing about 4 or 5 items a day because that's as fast as I was. Cross listing, all I was doing was selling on eBay. I had like 3 things on Poshmark, two or 3 things on Depop, and nothing on Mercari. And then just through the last 5.5 months, I've just been doing a little bit more. There is a wonderful, amazing book. I know y'all have heard me talk about it before. It's my favorite book on the planet. It's called The Compound Effect. If you go to the linkater in my bio, it'll take you over to the Smile store. There's a category over there called motivation, and it's in there. It is the best book I've ever read. And if you are trying to do this business and you need help understanding why consistency is important, how it works, and really mathematically or even just emotionally and physically how things stack and work, that book literally changed my life. So I highly encourage you read it. It's not expensive. It's not super long. I've read it 3 times now, and it's really, really helped. So if you're struggling, I would get that. Vicky's here. Vicky, I think you missed it earlier. We were shipping out an item, and there was a starfish. There was a starfish with sunglasses that I shipped out with a pair of pants earlier, and I was like, "That's for Vicky." Hey, Delia. Oh, Erica, thank you very much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, you'll expand. It starts with one, right? So now I'm seeing consistent sales. I guess that's the long version, is saying now that I'm getting stuff up every day and I'm getting it cross listed every day. And like I said, I don't go to bed without getting at least one item up and getting that cross listed. Now I'm seeing the results because that's how algorithms work. Like I said, I did marketing for years. I did online marketing for companies for years. I understand how SEOs work. I understand how search engines are looking for things and how they analytically do all of the fun little kooky things they do in the background. And really, if you want to get in that wave and get in that tide, you have to be consistent. Otherwise, all you're doing is fighting yourself, right? You're not fighting anybody else. No one else is losing. You're the only one losing because you're not getting that out. So yeah, Vicky's like, dang it. It was really cute though, but I thought of you. All right. So this was a large, and this is our Salt Life. This is just a little bread and butter shirt. The graphics are so crisp on this, though. I think that we'll do okay on this. Got it for $1 at a garage sale. So whatever we get for it is gravy. And remember that when I'm saying different things for you guys to take a look for, make sure you understand that I'm not saying get all this kind of stuff at thrift stores. I'm saying if you're getting these at garage sales, it's a good deal. If you're getting stuff like that at a thrift store and you're paying, $5.99, $7.99 for that t-shirt, that's not going to work. You're going to be unhappy with what you get. All right, Courtney. All right, let's go on to our next item here. So this is a little new with tags, although someone did cut the price out of it. It was probably a gift. Little fleece puffer, super cute. Not a big selling brand, free country. This is nothing to write home about or anything like that, but it is new with tags. It is cute, and this is the perfect time of year. It's that really nice, like maroony fall kind of color. I can totally see someone layering this up, and it would be super cute. So we're gonna get this photographed here. We're gonna zip up the pockets. Always zip up your pockets and make your pockets match in your photos. I see this a lot when I'm looking at other people's listings. They'll have one pocket closed, one open. It just makes the garment look used. If it is used, please check the pockets. We have recently found a petrified 1980s cough drop, a dog treat, a handkerchief, and a Werther's Original. So you never know what you're going to find in there, but you definitely want to, look in all those pockets. I also had a purse one time with a PILL in it that could have been really dangerous to somebody. So very, very important that you take a look through all the little pockets and make sure you're not missing anything. We don't want to ship something out that could be hazardous or anything like that. All right, so we're gonna get a picture of the front and back. We're gonna do a little bit of measurements here. So we're gonna get the shoulders, and looks like we're at about a 15 there on the shoulder. We're gonna get the length. We are going to get the width, and then this has just a tiny little, it's probably dust or something. Do you guys want to see the best cleaner that you can ever use on anything? It's called high quality H2O. You can get it from your sink, and a little rag. So a little spray of water on there. After I get the pictures, we're just going to go like that and gone. A lot of times I think we have a tendency as resellers to we got to get the OxyClean. We got to get the grandma sneaker cleaner. We got to get all this. Sometimes there's a couple sprays of water and you're good to go. Courtney, hi. I saw you popped up in my Whatnot show. Yeah, Courtney. I did. I'm under South Texas Treasures. I did just see you. Yeah. Were you doing the all the glass? Was it all the glass? Is that the one? Because I think if it's the show I'm thinking of, you had like a whole bunch of glass. I think you had a pink depression glass or something. Am I totally off base? I could be off base. Do you have a video explaining your lighting setup? Yeah. So Jen, if you go over to the Tubi that's UB, and just search up nice comps. So the UB that's Tubi, take those around and you'll know what I'm talking about. TT is weird about saying other things. So there's a 2-minute video in there to tell you everything. How many pictures do you take per item? So shirts are front, back, shoulders, chest, length, bottom hem, if it's a guy's shirt or it flows out. And then we're going to take a picture of the inside too. So we did our front, we did our back, we did our length, we did our chest. I don't see any flaws. Obviously, it's new with tags. So I don't need to take a picture of that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a picture of the inside here, the tag, and I'm sure since this is a new item, I'm going to be able to find it on Google Lens. So I just find things on Google Lens. I usually see an eBay selection. I go over there. I go to sell similar. And that's usually how I do it. So this does have a UPC on the back, so I can utilize that if I want to. I had vintage mucky coin bags. Oh, okay. I know what you're talking about. Courtney, yes, hi. How did your show go? How many platforms do you sell on? eBay, Depop, Poshmark, Mercari, a little bit of Grailed. Those are my main ones. All right, let's fold this up here, and then we will get this set. We're going to roll this sucker up, and we're going to pop it in a bag. With my clear bags, I've got two different sizes. I've got the 9x12s, which I use for t-shirts, and then I have the 14x11s that I use for pants, coats, jackets, puffers, hoodies, most everything else. If anything's bigger than that, then what I do is I take just a little bit of saran wrap. I wrap it around the item, and then I pop a SKU number on it if it's any larger than these bags here. And no, I don't worry about closing them or anything like that. And then the last picture I take, of course, is of the outside so that if I misskew this, I can find it back in my pictures. And that has saved me, I can't even tell you how many times now. It's an unimaginable amount of times that has saved me. All right, so this is this is a free country. So I'm going to guess that this puffer is probably like 30 bucks. We'll probably take, 20, 22 for it. I got it for $1 at a garage sale. So whatever we get from that is fine with me. So our chest is going to be 19.5. So that's going to be 39 around. Now on my listings, you're welcome to look at any of my listings. I'm just nice comps under any of the platforms. And if you look at my listings, you will notice that I take pictures. I show the measurements in my photos. I also put them in the descriptions. The reason I do that is there's two different kinds of humans. There's kinetic humans and cognitive humans, or kinesthetic. So kinesthetic or there's other names for it, but we'll just go with kinesthetic. So kinesthetic learners are people that need to see it, touch it, feel it. They need to have that visceral moment. These are the people that are looking at photographs. They ain't looking at your descriptions. They don't care what your descriptions say. They just want the good pictures. They want to see your measurements in their photos. Then you're going to have your cognitive learners. Your cognitive learners are your people that are going to go into the descriptions. They are going to read every measurement. They're going to read all of your disclaimers. They're going to read all of that. They don't really care about the photos. They want the meat and potatoes information. So if you are not putting that in, if you're not putting your measurements in your listings, and then you're not putting the measurements in your description, what you're literally doing is taking away 50% of the population. So it's really important that you put those in both ways. If you go over to any of my stuff, you'll see that. Hi, Hilla. Hi, you don't know me. I know you now because you're on here. Auntie's Crafty Corners here. She was on with us earlier today when we were doing shipping. eBay went crazy. I left here, aunties, and sold more stuff on eBay. I was like, what is going on with eBay today? It's hopping. All right, the next thing we have, now this is not something that I would always pick up at Banana Republic. If this was just an average old sweater, probably not worth it unless you're getting it for 50 cents. However, if you look here, this is 100% merino wool. This is an extra fine wool. So it's a lighter weight wool. If you'll notice, you can see through it. And so this is a very sought after wool blend because it's something you can wear. Let's say you can wear this over like a button up shirt. You could also wear this somewhere indoor and not get too hot. So your guy that's looking for a kind of wool aesthetic is going to be looking for this one. Oh, we got a little spot here, and it's wool since we can't wash it. So we are going to just take a little bit of water. Our fancy dandy cleaner here, it's probably just a little bit of dusty or something like that. Oh, look at that. Perfect. All better. All fixed. Thank you, water, for being a friend and saying this. Oh, we got another spot right here. Just kidding. We got one more spot. All right. Did I miss anything here? Thrifty Swifties here. Nice to see you. All right. Auntie says, yeah. Oh, I'm happy to see you too. Vanessa the Kitschy Mushroom is here. Hey, Vanessa. Vanessa's got some sweet pants that if I wore pants and those were my size, I'd buy them off of her. Hi, Jennifer. Thanks for all the likes. You don't know me. See, we know each other now, so you should know the likes. All right, you guys, we haven't even reached 1,000 hearts now. Or 100. Oh, yeah, 1,000 hearts yet. Come on. We're at 862. All right, that's climbing. All right. Vanessa says they are listed. Woohoo! What did you wind up putting those down for? Just out of curiosity. Hey, Lisa. Hey, Jillian. All right, so let's get this up. So the first thing we're going to do, we're going to take our handy dandy little lint roller here. We're just going to get off any of the little fuzzy guys that are hanging out on our sweater. We got no time for fuzzies and any other little yucky things. Perfect. Now, this is not something that I'm going to, dry clean and go through all of that. So on a lot of my listings, you'll notice it'll say in the listing, washed, cleaned, and ready to wear. I do not put that on my wool listings because I am not going to take this to be dry cleaned. That is not going to happen. I am not going to hand wash this with Woolite. I would not make any money if I did any of those things. So I am not going to do any of those things. I'm just going to list it. And if someone wants to go through all of that, they are more than welcome to. Now, one thing when you're selling wool that you want to really look for is any pinholes. So pinholes in wool generally come because of like a moth situation. It can come for all sorts of different reasons, but that's typically the reason. So it's pretty important that you look for all those little holes. It'll still sell. So even if things have a tiny little holes, and you're like, oh man, I can't believe I spent money on this. I'm so bummed. And it has a whole bunch of little pinholes or even a few pinholes. Don't be afraid to list it. I just sold a purple Pendleton button up. It was kind of like a mock sweater kind of thing. And I wound up selling it for like $36, even though it had literally like, 10 moth holes in it. Because you never know why someone wants that. They may be turning it into something else. They may just really want something like that. They don't care if there's a few holes in it. Our job isn't to judge what people want or why they want it. Our job is to find a need and fill it. So we look for stuff and we put it up and we help someone find something that they have been looking for. That is our job. So Three Rivers Stone. Yeah. So that was the answer. Sniff the S&S test. So sight, I'm going to look at something and see if it's dirty. And then the other S is sniff. I'm going to smell something. Does it smell bad? If it smells bad or looks dirty, it's getting washed. Otherwise, it is going to go just up for sale as is. The reason being is like most people aren't putting out old dirty clothes at garage sales unless I'm going through some old Y2K bag, and generally those get like a scent to them. All that stuff's going in its own bag in the back of the car, and that's getting washed when we get home. But most people, when they do a garage sale, literally go into their closet and they just start pulling things down because they want to sell them. That's all washed stuff. My electric bill would be insane if I did it any other way. Yeah, cashmere is the worst. I kind of stay away from cashmere. I'll do it sometimes, but it can get a funk, and it also is like so hard to clean. So I kind of stay away. In R to Live, what's your advice on getting feedback? I only get 2 out of 10 that actually leave feedback. One, are you messaging them? Are you having a conversation? So when I sell something, I'm like, thank you so much for your order. I will get this shipped out ASAP. If you run into any issues with the delivery or anything else, please reach out. Enjoy, thanks, and cheers. So that's what I send out with every single order. Then I also have these that go out in every order. Now, at the beginning, I did not have the money to buy these. These I just get either from Primo Print or Vista Print. They're just little thank you things. They say enjoy. Please don't forget to rate and review on the back. You can get these pretty inexpensive if you buy them in bulk. You just got to design your own, which Justin helped me make this one. And I put those in with every single order as well. Then on eBay, I have it set up so once they give me feedback, I give them feedback. On Depop, I message them. So I go back through all of my orders once a week. And there's a thing on Depop that says send feedback. So what I do is I go in, I give them a little rating, and then I just shoot them a message. Hey, hope you're enjoying your item. Just wanted to let you know I went ahead and rated you. Thanks again for your order, and I hope to see you again in the future. I do the same thing with Mercari. Every time I rate the buyer, they get a little message. Those messages have helped me to get so many reviews that I got better sales faster than I think a lot of people do because I do so much. Always think of it this way. What can I do to help you today? What can I do to make you feel better? So if I'm doing that to other people, if I'm saying, hey, how are you doing? And I'm looking in on them, they're so much more likely to rate me too. Um, Private message directly after the sale. Directly after the sale, everyone gets a private message. Yep, absolutely. Hey, Caitlin. Hey, Don. Yep, I'll even show you guys what it looks like here because I just sold a shirt. And let's take a look here. Where is it? Oh, have they not paid yet? Of course they haven't paid yet. All right. Well, let's take a look. I'll do one from earlier today. Let's see. Here is, oh, I sold it on Depop. Okay. Oh, yeah. Remember the shirt we were doing the offer on? Remember the 3XL? Where's the Hawaiian shirt I sold? Huh, they must not have paid yet. Check this out. Purchased, bought. See, so you don't always have to accept that offer. There's nothing wrong with making a counter offer, but then sending a little nice message with it. So here's what's going to happen. I'm going to send them a message right now that says this. It's going to say my code is day order. And I type that, and then I've just got a little, it turns into a copy paste, and it says, thank you for your order. I'll get this shipped out ASAP. If you run into any issues with the delivery, the item, or anything else, please reach out so I can help. I appreciate you. Have a great day. So that is literally what they get sent every single time I sell anything. If it's later in the evening, my code is night order, and then I send the night order thing. When would you send an offer on Depop? I have an automated system that does it. I use Autoposher, so it sends it out in between 1 to 3 minutes, I think, after they like the item. Is there a setting to change feedback after they leave theirs? I get prompted right after recovery payment. Marmalade or marmalade. Oh, I just butchered that. I'm so sorry. I have dyslexia and your name is making my eyes like go a little wild. So I would, I'm not sure what platform you're talking about. What do you do when someone bundles on Poshmark? I am new and trying to learn. So when they bundle on, so I use Autoposher for all of my offers. Autoposher is a outside site that can send offers to everybody for stuff. So that sends my offer, that sends my bundles. And you can find things about Autoposher online if you just Google it. How do you do codes? Nikki, I would need more info on what you mean on that. Okay, so this was a Banana Republic. Let's take a look at our measurements. You got the name right the first time. eBay, marmaladed. Okay, I'm like, ooh, it's when anything has like the same letters like together, my head is like, hey, Vicky. I'm not sure what you meant by your question though. Okay, so this is our Banana Republic. Let's take a look at our measurements here and see what we got. So we're looking at our shoulders are 18, our length is 27, our sleeves are 24.5, and our chest is, we're going to call that 19 and a half. So I do this on measurements. I always round down on measurements too. So if something is like looks close to 20, I'll always say 19 and a half because not many people are going to complain that an item fits them well. They're like, oh, wow, I'm a little smaller than I thought. But if you say that it's a 20 and it fits like a 19 or a 19 and a half, you're going to get a message. Auto-populate your message day order. On my phone, it's under keywords in my settings. And I just use that and I just know what keywords are what in my head. This is this, that is that. You can make them all up. This is on iPhone. Hey, Liam. All right. And what size was that? Do we even see that? That is I did not get a picture of the size tag. Text replacement on iPhones. Yes, thank you, Jennifer. That's what I was trying to say. My brain literally could not go. Jennifer saved the day. Hey, Gracious. Hey, Ascension. Yay, you guys are here. Jennifer, you literally just like hopped into my brain. It was like, girl, I got you. Because I could not think of it. That's so funny. You don't leave feedback until buyer does. Yes, eBay prompts me immediately after they receive payment. That's a settings thing. So I would just just Google how to change that. It's something within your settings. I have it mindset that I don't leave feedback on a buyer until after they actually rate me. because if there's anything wrong with it and I've given them good feedback, I don't have a leg to stand on. Yeah, it's a setting within your eBay. So no similar option on Android. I have no idea. I had an Android once in like 2004, and then that's it. I went iPhone after that. So I don't know. Ascension, my day is going great. We shipped out so much stuff today. I got a chicken sandwich for lunch because I have a problem with saying no to chicken sandwiches. So I had a chicken sandwich for lunch, played a couple video games, watched a little bit of a show, and then back to this. So it's going great. Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. Okay. And that was a large, and that is wool. The other thing I do when I'm writing these is I will write down key things I want to remember. So if something like has a flaw or something is a specific kind of texture or cloth or a style or something, I'll write it down at the bottom so I don't forget it when I go to list it. Otherwise, it's like out of sight, out of mind for me. All right, next thing we've got here is an Abercrombie and Fitch. I don't buy a lot of Abercrombie and Fitch, but if it is a Y2K, which this one is like this is probably more like post Y2K, anything that says muscle on it from any brand sells for me really well. There is an aesthetic and a look for people that like that. So that's going to sell really well. This is like preppy, academia, university, professor, college, frat. This is such a cool, perfect fall sweater. So I've been kind of waiting to list this. I've had this for maybe like 3 or 4 weeks now, but it was still so worn out. I didn't want it to become kind of a stale listing. I wanted it to be fresh and new. So I have been holding on to it for a minute. So we're going to go ahead and get this listed. Like this is the quintessential fall university professor wool, or not wool, university professor academia, light academia, preppy. I mean, you can't get much better than that on this sweater. So I am very excited about this one. I think we'll be able to get probably close to $10 more on this now because of the time of year than we would have been able to get even like a couple weeks ago, just because we're starting into that. So I'm just adjusting my exposure a little bit. You guys probably see me looking down because I want to make sure that it's right. So like this was our first picture. That's too dark, right? Here's our next picture, much better. So always mess with your exposure if you need a little bit. How many listings do you do in a day? Three Rivers, I try to do at least one a day and cross-list it. 10 makes me feel okay. 15 to 20 makes me feel like I'm getting somewhere. Oh, we just sold something, guys. And 30 makes me feel like I'm a superhero. Now, each of these listings, I'm also getting cross-listed. And then I also am in the process of doing something that I can't wait for it to be over because it's literally been the bane of my existence, which is I had hundreds of listings up. Ooh, this has got a little spot on it, doesn't it? That I did not see. Well, we're just going to list it and we're going to put down that that's what it's got. Make sure it's not on my board. No. Okay. Just want to make sure. All right. We got a little spot on the back. That's okay. We'll just disclose that. So I am in the process of going through hundreds of listings that I had. I think I have about 100 of them left. When I didn't know what I was doing. So I literally would put clothing up and be like, men's Vans shirt, super cool, surfer style, gray. That's my title. My descriptions were nothing. There was nothing there. And then please follow my page. Thank you. That was literally it. You could probably even find some of these listings if you hunt on my eBay right now. So I am in the process of going back through those, putting measurements in, fixing all of the titles, fixing all of the descriptions. And then I'm also, those weren't cross-listed. So I'm getting those onto Poshmark and Mercari. They also have my old zip code, which will not seem to change across the platform on these listings. And it has old shipping weights on there as well. These are like literally, guys, from like 2022 when I was dabbling. And I put listings up and I wasn't really trying to make any income out of this. I was just putting stuff up. So I got a lot of stuff in there that I need to get rid of, stuff that just needs to go to Goodwill, stuff I had no business getting. And so I'm just in the process of doing all of that. So that is also budgeted into my time right now. Otherwise, I think I could get a few more up. Do you use AI description? Absolutely not. I don't use AI description. And if you guys are using AI description, I highly recommend that you stop doing that. One, an SEO is going to catch it, and it's considered redundant information. So if you are selling, if I'm selling this sweater right here, and this is stuff that they will not tell you online, I will tell you this because I did marketing for years and I literally understand how this works. So if I'm selling this sweater online and I have used the AI version, any of the 5 or 6 that they will give you, and I put that AI version in, someone else is selling that same sweater, and the SEO, the search engine optimization, is trying to figure out who's to show. Your listing and someone else's listing have the exact same verbiage. It almost, the system is going to feel like you are putting up inauthentic information. Now, I get that it's there, and I get that it's a cool option, and I get that you could use it, but then take a whole bunch of it out. But you're going to end up with it feeling like, to the system, to the software, to the AI bot, or to the bots that are looking for your listings on Google and whatnot, that you are literally using almost like a pirated information. It's almost like using someone else's photo. So I would stop doing that immediately if you're doing that. Yes, Laurel, that makes a huge difference. How do you cross list? I use a thing called Vendu. If you go into the Linkity on my bio-y, you will see, oh, we reached our live goal. Yeah, baby. If you go to the Linkity on my bio-y, it'll take you over to the Smile store, or not the Smile store. I'm sorry. It'll take you over to my Linkity treaty. And on there, you'll see a thing called Vendu, and just click on it. You'll learn all about it. I think you get like a little time to check it out. If you don't like that, well, there's Auto Posture. There's a bunch of different ones out there, but that's what I use. Hey, thanks, Laura. I'm happy to see you. Your purple hair makes me smile. Hey, Debbie. Yeah, so that is my opinion on the AI things. So I will show you guys real quick here. Let's see, what did we just sell? We just sold something. We just sold, oh, that shirt that I was talking about did sell. They just haven't paid for it yet. So we just sold a 1980 Stephanie Andrews wool ivory schoolgirl skirt. And I will use this as a idea here for you guys to see what I'm talking about. So in my description, here's what I'm going to do. So number 1, I'm going to have my title in here. Now, but that seems redundant, Charity. Yes, guess what? SEO search engines like that. They want something to be, they're going to pull from your title, they're going to pull from your description, and they're going to pull from your specifics. If you have that information in those places, your chance of it getting seen is so much better. If it's your own information, not because it's AI and other people are writing the exact same thing. So I put that down. Then I put you know, what the size is, women's medium, all of that is in my listing. Then I put a little information. I sound like a human. Skirt's in great condition for his age. The original tag is faded, but the length's around 26 inches. Classifies as a standard women's medium. There are a few tiny micro color spots that are off, shown in photos. Measurements, I got the length, I got the waist. Then I've got my little disclaimer here, which basically just says, please inspect the photos. Combined shipping discounts, pictures are of actual items. Please do not go in and use exactly what I have, because again, we don't want to copy each other. You're going to get dings on your stuff. And then at the very bottom down in here, I've got my trigger words, descriptive words. These are the things that the SEOs pull from. For instance, for a wool vintage skirt, I have academia, 90s, 1990s, 90s aesthetic, 80s preppy style, schoolgirl knit, Ivy League, university, career, vintage preppy, light academia, and professor. If someone is at their computer and they're like, oh, what do I want? I want like a 90s academia aesthetic schoolgirl skirt. If they type that in, my thing's popping up because I have those in my descriptors and my keywords. How many sales did you average a day? 3 Rivers, I would say right now I'm averaging about 5 a day. 5 a day, probably close to 7 or 8 when it's really close to payday. Okay, so $10.99 is what we're looking at for our Abercrombie and Fitch. I'm going to write spot here so I don't forget that there is a spot on it. And we're going to, oh, they're prompting me to put a new goal in here. Let's see. Here, new goal. All right. I will play TikTok. TikTok wants to play. All right. Keywords at the bottom of the description. Absolutely, Michelle. And it really does actually work. Anyone that says it doesn't, that is not true, because I found the articles that say that it does. No hashtags. You don't need it to be a hashtag. It's just a word. Word, comma, space. Word, comma, space. Make sure you're putting a space in between that. And you have to put commas. That's how, when you're searching for something online, you can go like hat and then plus this, plus that, plus this. It'll look at all of it together, and then it'll trigger you up something when you're searching. It's the same thing with a comma. So in any of your descriptions, if you put like a word and then a comma and a space and a word and a comma and a space, that comma and that space is what breaks it up and tells the systems that it's a new thing. Yeah, try it, Michelle. It really works for me. Yeah, keywords at the bottom of the description. That is what I said. Yep. At the very bottom of the description, I do that along with my SKU number. I put my SKU number a couple different places because, Lord, I am always missing that. I'm always trying to find it. Okay, so 1029 is our thing. And let's take a look. So our shoulders on that were 16. Looks like our length is 24. Our sleeves are 25. Our chest, it looks like, is 19.5. And let's see, what size is this? This is a muscle. And oh, it didn't take a picture of the size. It just says muscle. Where's the size tag? This feels like a medium. If I had to guess what this is, oh, it's a small. Yeah, so it's a larger small, but also a small medium here, I would say, for sure. Let's take a look here. Small, perfect. Oh, and I also forgot, oh my goodness, you guys, I forgot to look at the date here. Is there a date code on here? No, I don't see one on here. All right, but I would say this is probably like a 2015 by looking at that tag. I'd say that. Amazing tips at Three Rivers. Thank you. Totally changing things up. Hey, that's what we do, right? Together. Mike, little fat guy, I sent you a message. Just shoot me a message back. It's on TikTok. Let me know what you think. Simply Burns, nice to see you. All right, we're putting this away here, and we are moving on to our next item on our page. If you want to know how to make these, all you need is a few items. You need a notebook that you have laying around the house. You need a ruler. You need a highlighter to put where your code number so you can see things easily. And then all else you need is a Sharpie. That's it. That's what I use. It's an inexpensive solution that you probably already have around your home right now. That description's on eBay everywhere. Lizzo, all of it, everywhere. I put it everywhere. That same thing is on every single platform. All right, my crazy life. All right, what we got next? Let's do a little banger, you guys. Let's do a little banger and spice it up. All right, this is a vintage made in the USA South Pole. This thing is fire. Not only is it a mashup between South Pole, but there's a company called MXCI. So this is actually a collab t-shirt. MXCI is a European-based t-shirt. That's why this has this crown kind of look to it. This is a super rare boy. Finding another one of these online, I triple dog dare you to find one. I doubt you can. Not only that, but it has all of this in here, and you can't see it from here, but it's all 3D. So all of this is literally puffed out. It's in crazy condition. There's a little bit of like color fade onto the white here and there, but I mean, this is like legit fire. It is crisp. It's baggy. It's loose. Hip hop aesthetic. I mean, skate. This is what t-shirt boys dream about finding at the bins. And we got it for $1 at a garage sale. And I didn't have to fight anybody at a bin to get which was exciting. I've seen videos of some of those t-shirt boys, man. Hey, no shade if you're one of them. I love the hustle and I love watching you on Whatnot. But holy guacamole, it can get rough. Has anyone been to the bins and seen the t-shirt boys? Man, they are not messing around. Do you keep it as a spreadsheet as well as a notebook? No, I am absolutely terrible with the spreadsheet, and don't ask me any advice on any of that, Rivers, because I am not good at it. I sell everywhere, Tina. Posh, eBay, Depop, Grailed, and Macari. Woohoo, God. Ooh, I know. Is this not fire? Like, come on. This one is disgustingly amazing. Like, literally, unbelievably awesome. Like, I love this shirt. I saw it at the sale, and I tell you what, This thing could not get in my hands fast enough. I was terrified that they were going to be like, "Oh, I didn't mean to put that out." And then I was like, "How much you asking for t-shirts?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, she's going to tell me $10 or something crazy." She goes, "Oh, everything's $1." And I was like, "Yes." Don't think I still didn't say, "Okay, well, if I get some other stuff, can I just bundle everything together, make a little deal? How does that sound?" Don't think I didn't do that, because I didn't. I am going to take a picture here of just the fact that the red has gotten onto some of the 3D stuff, but it's this really cool. It's almost like a non-sticky wax 3D thing going on. I've never seen anything like it on a shirt before. It's really cool. Like, just such a neat shirt. So I have a feeling that this is going to be, I'll probably ask 55 for it, maybe 60. I'll probably at the end of the day wind up getting like 46, 47 after it, after all the discounts and the wheeling and the dealing and all that kind of stuff. So Isaac, what's up, Isaac? Okay, so we're going to get this picture of this tag. So this is a really great size too. This is a 3XL. I actually might even be able to ask a little bit more for it, because that size is just so fire. Like, to be able to find this and made in the USA, I mean, it can't get much better. Oh, I was looking, I was like, "Oh my God, is this going to be single stitch?" But it's a little too new for that. I would say this is probably like a 2001, 2002. If I had to guess what year, that's probably what I'd go for. You can tell too by how large the tag is, and you can also tell from the beefiness of it. So if you look in tags and you see that heavy stitching in there, that's probably going to let you know that it really truly is a Y2K item, because they stopped making tags like that. I mean, you still see them once in a while, but I would say on average, they stopped doing those tags like around 2010, 2011 at the latest. Those tags started to kind of disappear, and they were replaced with these single tags like you see on like the Gildan heavy cotton shirts. And then now, of course, they're replaced with the paper tags or the screen print on the back. Well, what do you do STR for, what do you do STR for everything you buy, or do you just know what's good and will sell? Yeah, I just know what's good and will sell. I'm just going to be honest with you. I don't use I have some awesome BOLO lists and some stuff that I've gotten from people. And I do study up on them. It's how I was able to find like a farm shirt or a farm jumper at a garage sale this weekend for, I think I paid like $3 for it or something. I would never have known about that brand without that. So I kind of try to like keep my eye out. I'm looking for a Miri stuff right now because those shirts are like anywhere between 400 to 1200 each. They're a total like Starboy kind of look, mixed with like a hip hop aesthetic. So I'm on the prowl for those. I just kind of know what'll sell just because I sell what I wear. So it makes it easier for me to sell stuff, which is why I don't sell a lot of girls' clothes. Guys, I literally own like 4 women's clothing items. That's it. So Indy's here. What's up? I'm happy to see you. All right, let's get our measurements in for our South Pole. That is number 1030. I think it's pretty cool too that we've gotten together. So when I started doing this will tell you how many items I've been listing. When I started doing this consistently at the beginning of August, we were at SKU number 490, I think, and we are now at 1030. So 530 clothing items, plus hats, plus bags, plus probably 250 pairs of shoes, plus hard goods. So by doing that much every day and getting consistent, that's why I'm seeing these sales. So if you're not getting 5, 10, 15, 20 sales a day, you're not doing anything wrong. You're okay, boo. You're good. I see you. I was there not that long ago. We're talking 6 weeks ago. I was there. So I get it. It's making that decision, come rain or come shine, come whatever's happening in my home, whatever's going on, however I'm feeling, whatever I'm doing, I'm going to get those listings up. Because now that I'm in the algorithm, I don't ever want it out. So get in that algorithm. It'll change your life. Every day you're hustling. Yeah, baby. Every day. Got to pay those bills, right? So this is South Pole, USA. And we got a chest of 24. And that's why I'm on here helping you guys. I hope I inspire you to know that just because maybe you don't feel like you know what you're doing or you're nervous, man, I think of all the emotions I had: scared, nervous, unsure, anxiety, worried, worried I was going to mess up, worried I was going to fail, all those things. I went through all of that in my head. So I see you. I'm here with you. And if I can be on the other side of this within like what it's been 7 weeks, it's been 7 weeks of consistency now. Life changing. My life is completely changed. I went from making maybe $1,200 in profit every month. And that's because I was selling like maybe 4 or 5 banger pair of Nikes. We had a really good run with some video games I had picked up. I had picked up a ton of video games at one point. But I wasn't consistent, so I was missing out on a lot of sales, and I had a lot of listings from all over the time, but nobody was buying anything because I wasn't consistent, so I wasn't in the algorithm. Within that time now, we have quadrupled what we're making doing this take-home profit within 7 weeks of time. So you can do this in 7 weeks. It can be so different. It's just, making that decision. I remember your first TikTok life. I see your growth. Oh, Indy. All right. It's happening. Can you see it? Here it comes. Woo, see the red face? That makes me feel good. Woo, you just literally look at it. Look at it. This is what happens when I get like a compliment or like I get happy about something, is it just shows all over my face. I literally turned into like a cherry, which is my nickname. Thank you, Indy. I see it and I feel it too. I feel it so I'm hoping you guys can get this too. I want to see everybody succeed. That's just who I am as a person. I think I want to see everyone win. That is my thing. You were a natural that day, but not you exude the confidence. Oh my gosh, Andy, I was so nervous. Do you remember? I was literally on here and I was like, this is my very first live and I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know if anyone's going to watch and I'm so scared and nervous. I don't know what's going to happen. Can you show your photo setup again? Yes, here's the photo setup. If you want to see the full video on how to do this, if you go over to the Tubi that's Ubi, which you can get there, just search. I need to put that in my linkity treatity, by the way. But you can just go over to the YouTubies and search for Nice Comps and you'll find it. It's a 2-minute video. It'll give you all the information that you need, Meg. All right, next up here, we've got a little bread and butter. So do we have any Metallica fans out there? So this is Metallica. This is a mashup between Metallica and what this style is called Rat Fink. It's an old 50s look. It's an old 50s car racing, rockabilly-esque thing. So this is not old. This is modern, but it's really cool. I got it for like 50 cents. At the bottom, it says, give me fuel. And then it's got the nitro, which is nitro drug is a very Rat Fink-ish type thing. It says Metallica on the chrome there. Really cool. The license plate says for real. I mean, this is like such a banger. I love this. I love this shirt. I think this is an awesome shirt, but I have too many graphic tees. I'm not going to keep anymore. Don't talk me into it. All right. So we're going to bring this over here and we are going to get a picture of this shirt. First, we're going to bust out our little lint roller because it is a black color and we do not want to be sending little tiny fibers out to the world. I would love to say everything is perfectly hair free, but I mean, that's just not real life. So I try to get it as good as humanly possible. I have never had a complaint about an item being dirty. I've sold thousands and thousands of items now. I think we figured it out. We are up to over 3,000 items sold. The majority of that is within the last couple months, which is pretty crazy. I'm selling like 400, 500% more than I was not that long ago. And then also another little reseller tool you can get. So this is called a lint shaver. If you haven't seen this, it won't hurt your hands or anything. This again is follow the old linkity on the old bio-y. You'll see reseller tools. It's great for just getting off if there's any tiny pilling. So if you've got a couple spots where they're worn, you do that and it's literally brand new again. So that is an inexpensive tool. Definitely something I would encourage you to get sooner than later because it really will make your stuff look different. I think that one's only I don't know, maybe $7 or $8 or something like that. They're not that crazy expensive, and it really will make things look just so much better. for you. So on t-shirts that are really wide, I'll fold the arms in. T-shirts that are kind of more standard, I just kind of do this with them. So I bring them over here and then I just kind of bring it back. It helps the arms to lay nicely. And most importantly, it's symmetrical looking on both sides. I'm going to do this two different ways. And I want to show you something I see a lot on because I do sell similar for stuff. And I want to show you something I see a lot here and give you just a little tip that may help you with your photos. Let me get a picture of this here. We're at -3 for our photos. I might even bring that down just a little bit here. Yeah, there we go. That looks like because this is such a nice, rich black color. I do not want it to look any different than it actually is. Okay, so looking at this photo here, I see this all the time where people will have one sleeve one way and another sleeve another way. Here's the problem. So when Google Lens or Google Imaging, ooh, Jen, I see that. I saw that. Join my team, heart. Thank you. When you are, when Google Images is looking for stuff, like someone's looking for a t-shirt, they put a Metallica, it's searching through things, it's trying to find things, and it types in t-shirt. If yours looks like this, the Google Lens AI has a hard time figuring out what it is. It's just going to go off the graphic. So if your graphic picture isn't good, it's going to have a hard time. However, if you're more symmetrical, like a regular t-shirt would be, it'll pull that a little bit easier. So here's the difference. A, B. That's a t-shirt. It's symmetrical. Google searches, AI searches, all of that stuff. They like things that are neat and tidy. We always called it in marketing light, bright, and out of sight, meaning that it needs to be light, meaning you need to have the right lighting for your items. Bright, meaning the item needs to look bright and crisp. Everything needs to look fresh. And out of sight means your photo looks good. Just the overall look of it looks appealing. Things are symmetrical. Things are easy, light, bright, and out of sight. So I would definitely suggest, if you're not doing that, to do that. It really is going to make a huge, huge, huge difference on your photos, on your pictures. Now, for something like this that's got kind of these cool little graphics that say neat little things, I want to make sure I get a close-up of that, because not everybody's phone has a great resolution. You also have to know that about 20% of people are looking this stuff up on the computer versus looking at it on your phone. 80% of people view online and websites through a mobile device. 20% are still using desktop. So if you've got someone that's looking at this through desktop, they are not going to be able to zoom in as easily, right? They're not going to take the time to do that. So you want to get in there and get pictures of your logos, get pictures of things up close, because if they're on a computer, they're going to be able to see that. Otherwise, you're literally canceling out 20% of your potential shoppers just by not having those little images. Okay, the next thing we're going to get here is the, we're going to do length, and then we will do the chest area. It's not a pit, it's a chest. So it's not pit to pit, it's a chest. So we're going to get that there. And then on t-shirts, I also, especially band shirts or shirts that are a little bit wider, I'm going to take the extra second. Hawaiian shirts is a non-negotiable. Polos, you always want to get that bottom, because the loose and baggy 1990s aesthetic is so hot right now. People want to see that it has a loose and flowy look to it. That's why larges and extra larges right now are so hot. Now, if we were having this conversation and it was 2008, we're going to go 2012. If we were in 2012, I would be telling you, you want small jeans, you want skinny jeans, you want tiny t-shirts. Everyone's emo. Everybody wants really tight clothing, but that is not back really yet, and it will be at some point, but it's not right now. It's still out there, and I still sell it, but not as much as the loose and baggy. Loose and baggy all day, every day, baby. That is what I am looking for when I am out in the wild, for sure. All right, probably missed so much here. And Brooke says, yes, Metallica. Where do you source? Surfs Up Finds. Surfs Up Finds. Guys, Surfs Up Finds. Find him. Follow him immediately. If you are not following him, you lost your mind. The amount of information I have learned from that man about watches, ties, men's suits. This guy knows so much. Follow, follow, follow. Surfs Up Finds. Garage sales, baby. All day, every day. Garage sales, yard sales, rummage sales. 100% of the time. I've been to Goodwill 1 time in the last year. I've been to the thrift store 4 times in the last year, and it was just to look at the shoes. So all day, every day, garage sales, yard sales. How much would you sell that shirt for? Let's see. This is an XL. I'm probably going to list this at 16. I will probably get 13 for it, I would say, is probably about what'll happen, because it's not an older shirt. This is a newer, this is a 2021. So if this was older, we'd be having a totally different conversation. We'd be looking at a couple $100. But this is a newer version of an older shirt. Do you buy eBay shipping labels, or do you use pirate ship? Do you weigh your items as you take pics? So I used to weigh my items. I don't have to do that anymore because I've sold so many pieces. I just know how much they're going to weigh. Like, this is going to be 8 ounces. I'm going to charge $5.99 for shipping on this. So where I live in Texas, I do $5.99 for t-shirts, $6.99 for button-ups. I do $8.50 for jeans, $8.90 for heavier jeans. I do $10.50 for shoes. And I do $11.90 for cowboy boots. So I just know that's what it is. I know that's what it's always going to be. But how I figured that out was actually pirate ship. So what I did was I went in and typed out in pirate ship under rates, like how much it would cost me to send a t-shirt to Maine and how much it would cost me to send a t-shirt to Washington State. And then I figured that out. Then I figured how much it would be for a button up, how much it'd be for a pair of jeans, how much it'd be for pants, so on and so forth. And then I just use those numbers as my flat rate for everybody. So for people that I ship up there, I get about 40 or 50 cents padded. I get about 40 or 50 cents more, which usually pays for my fees or whatnot. But when I ship anything to anywhere between Seattle and Maine, then I make extra on that shipping, and I pad that. I use that shipping to cover my cost of stuff, because I'm the holler for a dollar girl. I buy everything pretty much for $1, and so I use that to pay for that stuff, gas money, so on and so forth. It also covers my fees. So like if I sell a shirt for $20, then I'm pretty much making like $18 in profit, because that $2 is going to go towards fees, and the rest of all that other stuff in shipping is going towards what it originally cost me. So that's kind of how I do things. Hey, yo, Cruz and Nana, I love seeing you. Hey, Rondo, what is up? Yeah, Vicky says Surfs Up Find is freaking amazing. Dude, he's like the guy version of me. I absolutely think he's rad. I'm so curious if his wife is like quieter and not quite as chatty and stuff like my hubby. So my hubby is way quieter. He's like a total like intellectual kind of person, like total nerd. He's probably in there right now, like dissecting a video game, doing Sudoku, doing 14 other things, and also running an online business, all silently from his 19 screens or whatever he has. So I'm so curious, sir, if your wife is like you or not. Yeah, sir, sounds great, guys. I'm telling you, that's amazing. Where do you live? I'm outside of Austin. Your cost of goods always seems to be so low. Oh yeah, man. Holler for $1 every day, all day long, yo. Jedi says, I'm on the West Coast. Many, if not all, buyers are East Coast. Shipping is rough. Dude, I feel you. So when I was living up in Seattle, it was so tough. I'm going to give you a little tip. Does anybody want a tip on shipping? I'm going to give you a tip. Do you guys want a tip? Okay, get yourself these priority mailers. If you're on East Coast and you're shipping West Coast, here's what you're going to do. You are going to take one of these envelopes, okay? Let's pretend that this was a pair of jeans. Well, let's just get something that's bigger. Let's find something that we'd be fitting in here. All right, so here's a shirt. This is over a pound. I know I'm going to get eaten alive on Ground Advantage, right? Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take one of these envelopes. See where this little UPC is down here? You're going to fold this up just like this. So right in the middle of that UPC, just pull that sucker up right there. And then what you're going to do is open this up, and you're going to pop the bottom. So you just pop that bottom flat so it looks just like this. Now watch what happens. I'm going to be able to take this shirt. I'm going to be able to get this in here, and I'm going to be able to seal that sucker up like nobody's business. Boom. Now I've spent let's say $8.20 to ship it instead of like $9.15 or $9.27 or whatever it is Ground Advantage, because I feel you. I know it. I used to ship from Seattle to Florida, Seattle to Maine, and it killed me. This right here, these flat rate and these legal flat rates for jeans, all my jeans used to go in here. So you can pop that. If you don't pop it though, and you try to get stuff in, it does not fit. So take your thing, fold the UPC, go in, pop and lock. It's going to save you a ton of money. So if you're shipping east-west, that's the way to go. Where I'm at now, it does not save you money, so I don't do it anymore. Stephanie says, hi, new to reselling. I just found you the other day and I immediately followed. Stephanie, thank you. Stephanie actually was my mom's name, and she's my forever heart. So every time I see your name, it'll make me happy. I'm making your clothing photo setup. Ooh, sir, I did see that you made a video. I haven't watched it yet. Do you have that on the old Tubi that's Ubi? Where is that at? I would like to see it. Because not everybody wants to do a big setup like I have. I think yours is like a smaller setup, if I'm not mistaken. Etheria, good to see you. All right, let's get back to our Metallica. So we're going to look at our measurements here. We're going to write this down because otherwise I'm going to have to go through each of my photos like this when I'm listing, and I don't want to do that. So I do hem is 24.5, so that's 49 around. We've got a chest of 23. We've got a length of 29, and we have shoulders of 20. Boom, moving on. Love it. Vicky, I used it for the first time. Game changer. Keep me posted. Yes, Surf. I'm excited to see it. I did see you. You were in my algorithm. They were like, I know you like him. You got to see what he's got. All right, let's move on to a pair of jeans. Y'all know I love selling Levi's. I am the Levi girl. I will sell Levi's all day, every day. I make a ton of money. Levi's is essentially paying my mortgage every single month and use Levi's. Again, I want you to remember though, my cost of good on these Levi's is like $1 because I'm going to garage sales. So I will buy just about any brand of jean that's on the market, unless it's like super low level. If I can't get at least $15 for it profit, I ain't messing with it. It's not worth it. So a lot of like the women's Levi's Denizen, Levi's shirts, unless they're jean or pearl snap. But at most Levi's stuff is, you're finding at garage sales is going to be older. So this is a pair of silver tabs, not to be confused with the older silver tabs. So back in the day, just a second, I'm reading a message. Let me look real quick here. Okay. Yeah. So back in the day, silver tabs were known as being more for your baggy aesthetic. So very like kind of like a 90s-ish aesthetic. But they've since then done an entire silver tab reboot. You're not going to necessarily see it quite in the baggy that you would, but you will see it in kind of like the distressed mom jeans. You're going to see this in men's jeans and stuff. They're just a lot of companies, like we were talking about earlier, are trying to do reboots of stuff that was popular back in the day because they see what people are doing. 90s are so hot, you guys. So they're trying to really bring that 90s and Y2K aesthetic back. Now, these ones I did get from a garage sale for $1. We'll probably only get 15 or 16 for these, but they'll sell really fast and easy. They are technically a mom jean. Let's see. We'll see what year these are in a second, but they're definitely obviously modern. So we're going to put these up here on our rack. And then the first thing we're going to do is get a picture of the front. If you are if you're doing jeans, please make sure that you do not cut the little strings off. I can't even tell you how many self-similars I've seen where I can tell the person has gone around and cut off the fringe. Don't do that. People are buying these because they want to see that. They want that aesthetic. They want that distressed, quote unquote, grunge look. So don't do that. And then, of course, we're going to do hips. We're going to do rise. Tip with rise. Take your 2 fingers in here. Pop open the bottom just like that. That way, when you take a photo of it, you won't be struggling to see what that rise is, and neither will your customer. Then you can take your ruler, tuck right in here on the inseam, go straight down. Then you can take and do your ankles. Ankles are very important, especially in women's jeans. They want to know how that's going to ride on their shoes. We're going to look, is it button? It is not button, so I'm not going to worry about it. I was taking pictures of the zip fly, but it just became too redundant and I had too many photos. So we're going to get a picture of this back in here. And then we're going to look at our photo. How does it look? Photo looks great. And then on Levi's or any jeans, you want to make your last picture of the actual jean. Get this tag and this tag if you can. People want to see, is the tag cracked? Is the tag not cracked? Is the tag leather? Is it plastic? What color is the Levi's tag? Is it a big E? Is it a small E? All that kind of stuff. Only other thing to check in a Levi is down here at the bottom to look if this is selvage. If you don't know what that is, just look it up online. Selvedge, selvage. And now we're going to get inside here and get a couple pictures. So I'm going to get a picture of the actual kind of jean. So this is a silver tab mom jean, size 31. It's probably not a 31 anymore. And then we're going to go ahead and date our jeans here. So if you look here on any new Levi's, if it has a silky tag, it means it's modern. And then all you got to do is look for the CW. So the CW on this says 3020. And what that means is that these jeans were released the 30th week of 2022. So this is definitely modern. So I'm going to write 2022. That is 100% going to go into my listing. We're going to get these folded up. When you do your jeans also, and you go to fold to put them in the bag, make sure that the jean kind is at the top of your bag. It's going to save you when you're doing SKUs from thinking like, oh no, are these the right jeans? Do I have the right jeans? I just started doing this like maybe 2 weeks ago. All my old jeans, I always folded the other way, and I always have to look to make sure they're the right ones when I'm shipping them out. Okay. So these are number 1031. We're going to get a picture of that. If you guys have asked any questions, I apologize. I'm not ignoring. I will take a look in just a second. Let me get down the measurements. If you're a reseller in here and you want to answer any questions, please feel free. I never shy away from that. All right, our ankle on this is a 6. Inseam is a 25. Looks like our rise, these are a higher rise. So these are at 11.5. I mean, they're a mom jean, so they should be. Hips is 18 across, so we got 36. And then our waist is a 30. Is there still a 31? That's impressive. That is impressive. At Nice Comps with Depop, only showing 8 pictures of photos. What do you prioritize? So front, back, non-negotiables. If they're Levi's or really any jeans, definitely the tag. What is it made of? Is it elastane? Is it cotton? What is it? If I can't fit the year one on there, that's fine. If they have an issue saying that something's not the right year, they don't know how to year date it anyways, so it doesn't matter. Any holes or tears or anything, 100% are going in the photos. And then other than that, for the measurements, I at least try to get if I can't get the shoulders in, I at least try to get the chest and the length. Those are the most important things. Not that many people are going to complain about the shoulders, but dudes, especially with guys' clothes, even women's clothes, they are going to complain if it's too short, or they're going to complain if it's too tight around here. So those are definitely my priorities. Do you keep inventory of your SKUs, or is that only in your notebook? It's only in my notebook. Guys, I'm old school. I write stuff down in a notebook. I'm not fancy. Amber, I'm happy to see you guys. This is another great person to follow. Amber's and projects does a lot of really neat unboxings and Bolo brands, and she's really cool. So I would suggest giving her a follow. All right, let's take a look. What else we got here? All right, here's a thing that I would normally never pick up. This is so far outside of my aesthetic. However, it was $1. No, excuse me, it was 50 cents. And we're headed into fall. It's got that kind of nautical theme mixed with like a it's like nautical slash preppy, but then it also could be a total, like, it could be a login look a little bit. So login look or leggin look is a German aesthetic. It means to layer clothing, usually with asymmetrical patterns. So somebody could take and put a really wide, flowy camisole style dress underneath this with another cross shirt with this on top. There's just a lot of different looks that this one could go with, which is why I got it. Plus, it's was 50 cents. So, I mean, even if we only get 20 bucks for it or something, which I'm guessing it's probably worth more than that. But even if I only get $20 for it, I mean, my cost of goods at that point is so low. If I was at the thrift store, this is probably not something I would have picked up though, because I wouldn't have been able to make enough money back. I need to take a little drink of water here. All right, sorry about that. That just had to happen. Mochi's Meals. Okay, we are also going to definitely lint roll this sucker because she needs a little love. She's been sitting at the back of someone's closet for a couple seasons now, and she wasn't getting any attention, so we're going to give her a little love. Hey there, little Miss Talbots. I'm happy to see you. Thank you for coming to visit me here. We are going to be utilizing you to make a sale on Poshmark because that's the only place that you'll sell. And you're going to go to a home that's going to love you. I know you've been sitting in the back of, Stacia's closet or whoever's closet for the last 3 seasons now, and you haven't had much attention. But we're going to give you a little attention. We're going to give you a little love. We're going to give you a little lint roll. We're going to make you look like the queen and the princess you are. And then we're going to get some pictures of you. Let's roll your cuff up. Come on, girl. You're falling apart on me there. Let's get your cuff rolled up. You got a couple little hairs there. Let's get those off. All right. Now you're looking like the beauty queen again. You're on the scene. She's a beauty queen on the scene. Don't you know what I mean? Now she's looking like a real nice lady. She doesn't look like she has been sitting at the back of someone's closet. Come on, girl. Let's get you. Let's position you so you look symmetrical there. Oh, look at you. Look at you. You look beautiful. You look gorgeous. Look at that. All right. Perfect. Okay. Now let's get some measurements. So we're going to go crossed here on the shoulders. And then we are going to do length. And then we are going to do our bust because it's a women's. So we're looking at bust. You can also put chest. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Bust or chest would be fine. And then we also want to get the sleeves. So anything that's anywhere below like or what a regular sleeve would be, I'm going to get. And then, like I said, anything that's flowy or has any sort of like airy kind of situation, I just always get the bottom hem as well. Just because I want someone to be able to tell what that looks like. All right, then we're going to get an open side here. Oh, girl, I'm sorry. I didn't see you in there. We're just going to get you all snaggies up here. You're going to look amazing. All right, I will give you a fresh lint roll. Don't even worry about it. Okay, I got you. Look at you. You are going to go to some nice lady. Her name's going to be Michelle. She's going to live up in Maryland, and she just needs a nice little jacket to wear out, something cute to go to the kids' play in. All right, we're going to get a picture of your insides here. You're looking beautiful. I love your look. All right, now let's turn you around. Now I know I'm going to have to give you some love back here. All right, girl. I'm not trying to steer you wrong. I got you. I got you. Yep, I'm over here talking to my sweater, guys, and I'm okay with it. I am okay with it. Right? Give her a little bit of love. She'll fetch us a nice price. She'll make us a little bit of money, and I can thank her for being 50 cents at a garage sale. All right, get in the back of that, and then we'll bring it back over and get a picture of the size tag. You're so animated. Man, there is 48 squirrels up here running up here at all moments of every time. Charity's an excellent student, but if I could just get her to be quiet in class. Charity's an excellent student, but she's always constantly singing songs. Yep. Back in the day, they just called it disruptive. Now they call a little neurospicy, but back when I was in school, they didn't really know how to harness that situation. Anybody else in here know what I'm talking about? And this is 100% wool. So, I mean, that was just a no-brain pickup. Like I said, I'm not going to pick stuff up unless it's like, I know that this is going to sell. Even if we get 20 bucks for it, 35, 40 bucks, I mean, it may be worth more. I'm not sure. Three Rivers says I'm from Maryland. That's why I homeschool my kids. School sniffles kids too much. So, Three Rivers, the lady that's buying this, I bet. It's going to be like, 5 blocks from your house or something. I guarantee it. Oh my gosh, that cracks me up. That's hilarious. Oh, JM, what is up, you guys? Okay, let's get this in here and we will get this down. Oh, must be getting close to squeak o'clock. Is Mermaid here? Salvi Mermaid loves it when a squeak o'clock's going to happen. Squeak o'clock happens at 7:30, noon, and 7 at my house. And that is when Jack and Salarina Lugosi, Rosclin Rabici need their food. So Talbots, we're going to put wool, and then let's take a look. Oh, yep, I can hear them going outside. Then it's going to be squeaky, squeaky. So this is an M, so it's an MP, which means medium petite. And in Talbots, usually the only stuff that ever sells for me with them is either it's wool, which wool always sells, or it needs to be a bigger size. So like 16, 18, 22, 24, 26, only if she's 5'3", that's usually the sizes that are going to sell the best for me. All right, so the hem is 23.5 across, so 47 around. Sleeves, it's a 3/4 sleeve at 20. We've got a chest of 21, so 42. And then we've got a length of, we're going to call that 30. I think we could safely call that 30. And then looks like our shoulders are a 17. Salvi Mermaids is here. Squeak o'clock. Honey, you got to let them squeak. Mermaid wants to hear the squeaks. I was wondering if you were here. You're like, oh, squeak o'clock's coming up. All right, getting a little sip of water here, folks. And then moving right along. Okay, next thing we've got here is an Austin, Texas, West Coast Choppers flannel. This is fire. This is an amazing jacket or flannel. It's got the quintessential biker moto, bike life, biker core, motorcycle, MMA, affliction. It's West Coast Choppers. You're going to put that in the description, obviously. Yeah, this is from the Austin, Texas store, which just makes it even cooler. A lot of people are looking for that Texas aesthetic that's so hot right now. I mean, I am in the 3rd fastest growing area in the United States right now. And trust me, the traffic is letting me know that every day. Amber, I Resell is so fantastic. You guys have got to follow her. She's amazing. Please let me hear it this weekend. Y'all been God dog parents and I haven't heard it. Oh, honey, Justin, can you hear me? Salvi wants to make sure she can hear the squeak o'clock. So don't feed him until we get squeaks. All right. Now let's see. What is this? Is this what I think it is? Material-wise? Oh, no, it's cotton. Okay. Yeah, this is a really interesting cotton. It almost has a wool feel to it, which is really interesting. Okay, let's get this sucker up there. And this thing will go pretty quickly if I want it to. Or it's one of those items that I could mark up in my store just a little bit, like on Depop, so that I can get some foot traffic. So one of the games that you can play that works really well on Depop is if you wanted to mark up 1 or 2 items a week, a little bit higher than what you kind of want to get for it, yet you know that it will get a lot of traffic. So what I do is, let's say that I wanted to sell this flannel for 60 bucks. I may mark it up at like 71 or 72 because it's probably a little higher than someone wants to spend. But then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it on a little 10% off sale. And I'm also going to boost it. And by boosting it, it's going to help it to get into a lot of people's feeds. And because it's in their feed, it will drive them over to like it on my page. Depop is not just a place to sell items. It really truly is a social media platform, and its algorithms work a lot like a social media algorithm would, meaning that if your items are getting a lot of likes and there's a lot of traffic to your page, then you will sell more because you've got a lot that Depop is going to be driving people to go look at your other items. You just end up higher on the algorithm metric. So don't be afraid to take a couple things and mark them up just a little bit over what you think you can get them for. You can always take, if someone buys it at that, great, you're going to be sending out offers, and then maybe at a week from now, put it back down to like a more reasonable price, or delist it and relist it depending on how many watchers and stuff you have on it. That trick works really well for me over on Depop. I don't know that it necessarily matters like that on any of the other platforms. I mean, even Poshmark, everyone's got bots over there now so much that I don't know that with the closet shares and stuff, like, I don't really know that it matters. But Depop isn't like that. I mean, over on Depop, you can't even search your own closet for something. You have to go at nice comps and then type in an item to even find it over there. So they want you to be on that app looking around, spending time hanging out. They are not as worried about you selling items over there. That's why they don't care about how much they're making. They're banking their money on how much money they are getting for being just Depop and being a social media platform and people boosting and things like that. So plus they do, I mean, the way that SEOs work and stuff like that is if Depop has a ton of traffic over on their page, it just makes them more desirable on the NASDAQ and stuff like that. If they're on the NASDAQ, I'm not sure that they are, but it just makes them a more desirable app. As someone that understands the way that app sales work and stuff like that, you always want your app to look like the traffic is just out of this world. And if you can get people to spend time on your, app, that just helps you so much in the world of future sales, trades, and so on and so forth. That's like an outside reselling tip, but that's why they do it like that. I have a gunny sack dress and a vintage Ralph Lauren skirt that have been getting so many likes. That's what I'm talking about, Denise. Yes. Stephanie says, I have a sweater that's been going wild. Could you mark up something that's been liked a lot? If it's already kind of in the algorithm, I wouldn't, because then what's going to happen is it sends a message that you're being greedy to the app. And technically, that's not the term, but it sends a message you're being greedy, you're getting too big for your britches. The only way you'd be able to do that is to delist and relist. But if it's got a bunch of likes, I wouldn't do that. If you're getting a lot of likes and stuff where it's at, great. Ride the wave, girl. You're in the metric. Don't mess with that. Yeah, on Depop. Yeah, don't mess with the metric, dude. If you're getting likes, leave it. Let it get likes. I mean, I've had stuff on Depop literally get like 3,000 likes before it sold. The one that I can remember the most was I had a crop Hot Topic 2009 heart shirt that was made out of all these little bones. That thing, I only had it for sale for like $15, I think. But I ended up with like 2.4, like 2,400 likes. I had sent out like 600 and something offers through my little offering thing. And it finally sold. Actually, it sold twice. The first person didn't pay. But it was great, man. That thing drove traffic to my site or to my page for like weeks. I rode that for weeks. Yeah, I keep seeing up the price and just had no clue. Yeah, they're trying to say, oh, your item's hot, you could probably make more. It's like, yeah, don't do that. That's just that they're just trying to say that to get you to do that so that they can make more on the percentage that they're going to make for their payment fee. I only have 6 items listed. Hey, Denise, you're going to get 1 million more listed. I only had 6 listed on Depop once as well. What I did in the beginning was because Depop really, the people over there, because of the age group they've just really grown up in kind of a world of distrust. And so you really have to get a few reviews over there to get your Depop hopping. So what I did is I took some of my lower level stuff, like just really simple bread and butter stuff that I wasn't going to make a whole lot on anyways. And I got it up on Depop and then I just marked it down like a ton. And I really only made like a few dollars profit on like maybe 20 items. But because I did that, I was able to get reviews. So what I would do, so when I sold it, I sent them a message. Hey, I'm new to Depop. I just took this out. I'm really excited. I would really appreciate it if you hit me up with some awesome feedback. I will make sure I do the same. You scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. I hope you enjoy your item. You know, creating that conversation. And then when I know that they've got the item, I message them again. Hey, I hope you like it. How's it going? You know, and I didn't get tons of reviews out of there, but I think I got the rule of 20% was in play. So I got at least 4 reviews out of that. And after that, it started cooking on Depop a little bit more. Yo, Jem. Jem's another one to check out, guys. He shipped out 25 items earlier today. So don't snooze on following Jem. He definitely has some great tips. Stephanie, you're so welcome. You'll get it, Denise. Puppy spotting. Yeah, they're outside right now. They're outside terrorizing the neighborhood. Oh, no, he's in here. Did you see him? Jake, are you getting hungry? Are you getting hungry? Come here. Did you, Mama? Come here. Come here. Oh, no, you can't get my phone. Oh, Salvi wants to see you. Salvi wants to see you. Puppy spotting. There's that Jake. Good, that boy be. All right. Yeah, you know you're not supposed to be in here, but we had to get a small snuggle. All right, we're going to do quick lint roll just in case Mama doesn't want anything on there. Where's Piggy? Where's Piggy? We should hear the squeaking here anytime. Yeah, absolutely, Jen. Don't give in to him. I need the squeaks. Oh, no, he's not getting fed till he gets the squeaks. Make sure they get the squeaks, honey. Mermaid says don't fall in the trap. Hey, baby, can you grab me another seltzer? We're still drinking coffee. We're on our 3rd one for the day. Hey, Lisa. Okay, next item. Absolute, insane, legit fire. If you are wondering what sells on Depop, this is what sells on Depop. This is an OG Obey shirt. I would say that this is probably, let's see, it's a made in Mexico large. This is probably a 2004, I would go with, right in there. It's got the OG Obey collective on the back. It's got the lion tattoo on the front. I mean, this is literally like absolute fire. It says all hustle at the bottom. We all know about hustle, right? All hustle on the bottom. No love, all hustle. This thing is absolutely lit. This is such a good shirt. Did you see this? Did you see this one? Yeah. It's ridiculous. Sick. Yeah, screams Depop. Pick that up for 50 cents at the garage sale. Where's the squeakies? Salvi needs her squeakies. All right, we're gonna look to see, do we have anything weird? Got a little spot there, but it's coming off. Sometimes it'll just be a little thing here or there. Smells clean, looks clean. Yeah, this thing is fire. So again, we're gonna go in with the sleeve and then back out. We're gonna go in with the sleeve and then back out. We're gonna bring this. Make sure the bottom isn't showing too when you go to do pictures. Just tuck that bottom up a little bit so it doesn't look funky. Make sure your tag's down and then just give it a look. Does everything? Oh, there's a blue hair on it. I wonder where that came from. I can't say that wasn't mine. Okay, so we're gonna get a picture of this here. And we're gonna go down to -3 on our exposure because that'll give us a true to tone on this. We're gonna picture that. And then I'm going to make sure I get a picture of a few key points on here. I'm going to get a picture of the verbiage. This is for Depop. Depop wants to see that. What do you have on there? What do the graphics say? Yeah, this is crazy. This is just fire. Oh, you hear it?
It was Callie.
Yeah. Get it? Where's Octi? Where's Octi, Mama? She's like, no, Daddy, you're standing right there. Where's Octi? Get it. Oh, here we go. Get it. There she's like, you're just. Oh, look at Jack. Get it. Squeaky, squeaky. Go get it. Who's hungry? Where's Piggy? Squeaks. Hey, Coley. Okay, let's see. We need to get a picture of the back of this one here. Man, this t-shirt is just insane. So crazy. So crazy with the double side. I mean, come on. The only thing that could have made this better was single stitch made in the USA. That's the only thing that would have made this like legit like the actual goat. All right, let's get a picture of this tag. And then we'll also get a picture of the size tag, which is pretty faded, but we're going to get a picture of it anyways. Here, I'm going to bust out my tweezers to hold the tag. I suggest doing that. I think it looks a little nicer than having your fingers in there. So like, take a look at that. You just hold it with your tweezers down a little bit so that you can get a picture of the tag. You know, not everyone's going to like the way your fingers look. I hate to break it to you. Not everyone's going to like my fingers. So, I mean, if you have like insanely perfectly manicured fingers, maybe that's a good idea, but I don't. So therefore, I try to keep my hands out of the situation. I am not trying to, you know, show anybody my non taken care of fingers over here. Squeakers, Vicky. All right, we gotta wake up this chat, folks. We gotta wake up this chat a little bit. We gotta wake it up. Wake up, everybody. Let's go. Let's do this. Ooh, we're at 9,000. We are at 9,000, guys. We're getting close to the end of the video here. So let's at least get that over 10, because that's what TikTok wants to see, for them to be able to push out more of these reseller videos that we do. All right, let's get this written down here. What are we looking at? So 1026, it's just sick fire. Amazing. Looks like a large, fits like an extra large for sure. And we got our shoulders are going to be a 19. Also with this shirt, oh gosh, did I not take a picture of oh my goodness, guys, I didn't even do up and down. With this shirt too, make sure in your descriptions you do loose and baggy. That is super important. Oh yeah, we're good. Great idea. Sometimes I lay scissors on a tag or use it as clothes. Oh, that's a great idea. Yep. A clothespin. That's a great idea too. I'm slacking because I'm cooking. No worries, gracious. No worries. All right. I literally did not measure this middle section, so we're going to have to do that because I got to talking. I got excited by the squeakies and I did not do that. So we're gonna measure it. I mean, Charity, what are you doing? What are you doing? All right, so here's our length, and then we're gonna get our, I guess it'd help if we opened up the shutter there. All right, so you got length. What is our chat? Gracious, what are we having for dinner tonight? What is on the dinner menu? I am curious. I couldn't tell you what we're having. I'm at the mercy of whatever that dude in there cooks at about 9:30 or 10 o'clock at night. And then he says to me, wife, you need to eat. Stop working. It's time. And I'm like, I know, but I have like 2 more listings. And he's like, your food is cold. It's getting cold on the counter. Do you want cold pho or do you want warm pho? And I'm like, I want warm pho. And he's like, turn off the light. Say goodnight to all your little listings. This is the conversation we have at our house. Stephanie's cooking too. What are you guys having for dinner? What's the deal? What's the good stuff? Man, if I had my way, I would literally just have like someone deliver me Thai or Chinese food every night. But
speaking of which, you hungry in about an hour?
I knew he was going to ask me that. Wait, what are we having? Are we having fun? We literally have fun every night. We literally have fun every night. I'm not even kidding.
We have fun 2 nights in a row because the chicken comes in 2 packs and
in a row.
The rice sticks are in 2 packs, and that
2 nights in a row. 4 nights in a row. These the chicken. Oh, Salvy's making skirt steak. We're coming over. Make me a plate. Jen says, I made burgers, fries, and corn on the cob. Ooh, I haven't had corn on the cob in so long. That sounds so good. Bunless bacon cheeseburger on a salad. Jennifer, you're my girl. I do that all the time. I do, except for we usually do turkey burgers on the iceberg, man. I love that. Yum, yum, yum. Coley. All right, let's write down that. I'm not hungry right now. Probably like 9 or something like that. Yeah, thank you, baby. Okay. The reason he's so amazing, besides a million things, is I am very dangerous in the room called the kitchen. It is an emergency room. situation 50% of the time. I have literally cut off 3 tips of my fingers. I have severely burned my hand twice to the point where I had to go to the emergency room. One of the times I almost had to have skin grafts on it. I have broken a toe dropping a crock pot thing. I have lit at least 4 towels on fire, melted an entire refrigerator, broke the handle off of a fridge, broke the handle off of a stove. I have I've broken a giant lasagna pan and we had to throw it out because there could have been glass in our food, and then I shattered it in the sink by accidentally putting a hot pan in there. I'm telling you guys, it is not a room for me. It is a dangerous room. I can bake sourdough bread, which I do 1 loaf every week. And that's about it, man. It's a rough place for me. It is a rough place for me. I wish I was accident prone, not as bad as yours. I don't have to cook almost every night. So man, here's the thing though. If he didn't make us food, I would literally just eat some like cheese slices and some lunch meat out of the fridge. That would be the diet. Or like lettuce that's already cut up in the fridge. I would just go and graze like some sort of animal. And he's always like, get out of my fridge. What are you doing? I'm just in there just taking handfuls, cut his cheese straight out of the container. Like, I'm a nightmare. I'm a nightmare, you guys. How busy it is up in here. It's that busy everywhere it goes. It's very accident prone. All right, moving on to the next item here. Let's take a look. Ooh, let's do this one. So this jacket is absolutely gorgeous. Again, not something I would normally pick up, but it was, I paid $2 at a garage sale for this. It's a Love Moschino. I did not buy it because of the brand. I bought it because of the aesthetic. I mean, this thing is literally like Audrey Hepburn, Breakfast at Tiffany's. This is like mixed with like Mary Tyler Moore, which if you know who that is, it's time for all of us to join AARP. It is also just a very like 50s housewife, 60s, very Kennedy. I love this jacket. It looks like it originally came with a belt, which it doesn't have anymore. That's okay. Someone could choose to do that, or they could choose to snip these off if they wanted to and just not have that. Emily in Paris. Yeah, Colby. I'm like, if you know who the Mary Tyler Moore show is, if you know what this means from the Carol Burnett show, it means it's time to get some life insurance. I just cracked myself. Oh my God. Woo! Sometimes you have to laugh. Colby says I'm 52. I get it. I'm in that age range too. Ariana, what is up? All right, let's get this up here and get a picture of this absolutely gorgeous coat. She definitely needs a lit roll really, really bad because she has been sitting in the back of someone's closet, especially because I got this at a garage sale here in Texas. I think here in Texas, what happens is, and if anyone's from a warm state, you know this, we all want to like dream. We all have this dream. I have a dream that it's going to be beautiful and snowy out. And so I want to get like a nice pair of tall boots, and I want to get this beautiful coat that looks like this. And then I realized that I literally live in a place where it is 100 degrees all the time. So then a coat like this just sits in the back of your closet because you bought it because you were going to one time go to New York for a girls' trip. And now it's just sitting there, which is probably where this jacket came from, is something along those lines. So it has been sitting in the back of someone's closet for a long time. And now it is going to get a new home, and it's going to get someone that loves it. And it's probably going to get shipped off to like New York or Connecticut or somewhere where it's appropriate to wear like a giant wool long coat. Because here in Texas, it ain't going to happen. I think the coolest I remember it getting this last winter, it was our first winter here. I think it got down to like 40 degrees one day for like 2 hours, and that was it. So, all right, she's had a nice lit roll. She looks beautiful. Grace says, I'm going to ignore this part of the conversation. Oh, yeah, no, we moved past it already. Hey, Gina G. All right, let's get a picture of this front here. And we're going to bring this down to -3. And then we're going to take a look and see how this looks. Because I want to make sure. Oh, yeah, that looks beautiful. What a beautiful coat, man. This is a really, this one's a stunner. This one is definitely a stunner. I would 100% wear this if I could even remotely pull off girls' clothing and if I wasn't sweaty all of the time. I'm a warm girl. My son is the same way. We always say we're warm girls and warm boys. Like we are definitely, he wears shorts too, all the time. Like that boy, I don't know that I think I've seen him in pants 3 times. When he was a baby, you know how you like snuggle up with your baby for a nap? We would have to put a little pillow in between us because we both get so warm that we'd just sweat each other out and then he'd wake up. So we're just warm-blooded people. Warm-blooded. All right, and then we're gonna get our sleeve length on this. And I always keep an extra measuring tape around because I tell you what, you never know when something's gonna be too long for you to get a good picture on with your other ruler here. And this ruler, I got this from Ruler. Let's see, what do we get it from? Reseller ruler. I don't really use it for what it's used for. You're supposed to be able to do the up and down, and I do that once in a while, but I just have found that I don't know, maybe I'm too lazy to do it. So I just do it the regular way and call it good. So you can pick those kind of rulers up though at any hardware store. I think Joann's Fabric might even have them. I'm not totally positive on that, but they might have them there as well. And let's go ahead and we're going to get pictures of this, but I'm going to get the back first while it's still buttoned. And then we can unbutton it because she needs a lot of rolling. Hey, girlfriend, you're a little hairy, but that's okay. Hey, don't stress about it. You're a little hairy. You haven't been taken care of, okay? You haven't been out on a night on the town in a very long time. You've been sitting in the back of someone's closet. You know, maybe they got a cat or a little kid that's like throwing hair all over the place or something. Maybe they're just a hairy person themselves. You got some hair on you, but it's okay. I got you. I got my Kowalski lint roller here. It's my favorite lint roller, and it just really gets all of the yuckies off. So we're going to get you looking like the beauty queen that you are, because I mean, look at you and look at your body. It is amazing. So we're just going to get all of those yucks off. Perfect. Look at you. You look like a gorgeous queen. You look so regal. Your regency is beautiful. All right. Get yourself put together there. All right. -3 on the exposure. Perfect. All right. Now we're going to go ahead and do the inside and show everybody what that looks like here. And I think you're probably nylon inside, so you're probably not quite as hairy inside here as you were on the outside. Really unique, cool buttons too. I mean, this thing is just honestly like a crazy beautiful jacket. So we're going to unbutton you here. I don't even know what we can get for this because I haven't comped it at all. I'm either going to be pleasantly happy or pleasantly surprised and think that it's worth more. So we're just going to get a picture of her inside here. Let's get all of you. Show us your goods and wares here. If this was a super brand name one, I would probably take the time to steam this inside. If this was like a $200 coat or something, I'd probably take the time to do that, but it's not. So I'm not going to go through all of that. However, like I said, if it was a more expensive one, I would. Oh, look, this one's even been dry cleaned. Ooh, is this wool? I was hoping it was going to be wool, but I wasn't positive if it was because I hadn't opened it up yet. Let's take a look here. Yeah, virgin wool, baby. Virgin wool, baby. I see that dry cleaner tag and I start getting real excited. All right. Well, that's great news. That is excellent news. If that is virgin wool, that definitely ups the expense of this jacket. So that is great. Oh, yo, Southern, what is up? What's the top the three best parts of your day? Ooh, all right, let's see. Number one is going to be my start of the day. So I love getting my house like prepared for the day. I love things that are like orderly and that like like have patterns and like symmetry to them. It brings me comfort because of the way that my brain works. I'm so all over the place that if things are always in the same place and everything's kind of the same, it just makes it easier for me. I don't feel like I get anxiety so bad. And so I'm sure you understand why if you understand the neuro-y spicier brain. So I have a ritual when I get up in the morning. I get up and I use the restroom or whatever. I make my bed, always make my bed. My bed is never not made. And I go out into the living room and I turn on my Star Wars lightsabers. I turn on my living room lights. I get my fireplace going that doesn't add any heat, but I just like the coziness. I've got 2 neon signs of 2 video game things I turn on. I turn on my light kitchen lights. There's a couple other overhead. I turn on the fan. I load up my diffuser that has like a orange and a spearmint in the morning, and then I get coffee going. And when I get all that done in the morning and I can look around at my living room and all my little lights, I like little light things like this are all over my house. It just feels so good. I feel like I'm good for the day and I can make it happen. So that's number one. I love that. Number two, highlight recently, honestly, is getting to be on here with you guys. And I know that probably sounds cheesy, but like before this, just sitting in this room, listening to podcasts, or watching other videos. I really didn't know there was this big of a reselling community. I had no idea. I didn't spend a whole ton of time on social media. I did that for a living for years, so it's just something I hadn't been doing for a very long time. And so getting to be on here with you guys and getting a chance to have conversations and fun and watching all these other resellers that is probably a highlight of my day easily. And then my third favorite part of the day is just kind of at the end of the day when Justin and I will go out and play a few video games. We'll, watch a little TV or something, but generally we play video games together. We have dinner, we snuggle up on the couch with the pups. He plays video games. I'm generally watching and then also scrolling on my phone or something. And it's just like that quiet time of the day. Like I said, my brain is so busy all the time that if I can get the house just right, and video games really soothe me. I know that probably sounds weird, but they soothe me. And so that just like helps me unwind at the end of the evening. So those are probably my 3 best. Those are great. What great questions. Top 3, I woke up, I'm still blessed and beyond belief. I get to do what I love, work, and improve daily. Heck yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Hello, everyone. Peach. It's a great day today. It is, Peach. What is your highlight of the day? Michelle, good to see you. What is your highlight of the day, Peach? So here's something I do, by the way, with jackets and stuff. If I can't fit them into my little skew bags, is I just bust out my saran wrap, because this is what I'm going to do when I go to ship it anyways. And I just get it kind of prepped now. So I bring, my thing up, I get here, I kind of squeeze it down, make sure it's nice, roll over twice, bring it up, flip, roll over once, and cut. And then that way it's already kind of ready for shipping. And then what I do is I'll just stick one of my stickers and a thing in it, because that's already going to be when I ship it. I'm going to bring it down like this, push down, and I'm going to store that sucker just like this. I'm going to put a SKU number on the front of it, and it's going to go into a bucket. So that's what I do, because I had somebody actually ask that earlier. So this is how I do it. If you're still on, that's how I do it, is just like that. All right, you guys, I'm going to get the measurements down on this one, and then we'll probably call that good. I'll probably hammer out a few more when I get off of here, just because I love being on here, but I don't get quite as many done as I want to get done. I am sure you can all understand. Hammer out a couple more. And let's see, this was a size 10 US. I'm going to put coat. And what was our SKU number on that? 1087. And then let's take a look at our measurements on that. We've got bust is 19. The sleeves are 23. The length is 38. The shoulders are 15.5. Perfect. All right. So we were able to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 together. I'll probably hammer out like another 10 to 15, probably another 10 actually, and get those 20 up tonight, get those cross-listed so I feel good, like I've done it. I do not reuse my SKU numbers. And here's why, Three Rivers, is so that when what we do is as things sell, Justin will then squeeze the numbers together and then transfer stuff over so that there's no empty spaces in the boxes. If I reuse them, then he'd have to go in and expand things. What is that item I just showed Sophie? This beautiful, absolutely gorgeous coat. Take a look at this. It's got like this amazing like scalloped edge tops. It is wool, which I didn't even realize it was when I bought it. Absolutely gorgeous. There's the back there. Beautiful condition. I don't know what we're going to get for it. I'll have to comp that one. I don't even have any clue. What is your top 3 main motivators? Mortgage, power, AC, internet. That's my 3 main motivators. No, realistically, it's bills. Oh, I just totally spit at the screen. Hi, guys. Realistically, it's bills, obviously. 2, fun. So I like what we spend our money on is adventures. So I am not a things person. I'm an adventure person, meaning I don't need a fancy house. I don't need expensive clothing. I don't need to go shopping and stuff like that. I like to have experiences. So getting to go do stuff like going to concerts. We go to a lot of concerts. We go to a lot of shows, which is one of the reasons I love being in Austin, because there's always something going on. Nice dinners or fun activities, little things like that. Like that's my motivator, is getting an opportunity to do that. And then my third motivator is just, I really love doing this. I mean, I'll be honest with you. I think I do this just because I love it. Like I don't think you understand how excited I am on Friday nights because Saturday's garage sale day. I literally can't sleep. I take a melatonin to go to bed. I lay in bed. I turn on the white noise machine. I turn on Star Trek and all the things that help me sleep at night. I can't sleep. I am so stinking excited. I'm always exhausted Saturday mornings because I didn't sleep. But I just love doing this. I love the hunt. I love finding treasure. I feel like a pirate all the time. But more importantly, the fact that I'm getting an opportunity to find things that are so cool that people want, and they don't have to just go spend their time in a store. So shopping in a store brings me such insane, crippling anxiety that I don't go to stores to buy stuff. Our HEB here, we get groceries ahead of time and have them loaded in the back of the car. When I have to go in HEB, I'm just like hyper focused and just trying to get in and out of there as fast as I can. I am not the kind of person that wants to like dilly-dally through a mall or have to do any of that. I don't want to do any of that. I don't like it. It brings me crazy anxiety, and so I don't do it. So I know that there's so many more of me out there, and maybe you guys are that, or you know someone that's like that has issues with anxiety and anxiousness. Bright lights, repetitive noises. I have stuff that's going on, and because of that, it makes me. I just have a really hard time with that stuff. And so the fact that I'm able to offer cool stuff for people to find with the comfort of their own home, I buy all of my clothes are either from garage sales or I'm buying them from other resellers. 100%. I had to buy one pair of shorts locally in the, what is that store here? Kohl's, is that what it's called? I had to buy it here, and I literally was like, I was sweaty. I tried on 14 things. I didn't want to spend the money. Justin literally talked me into it because I had to buy a pair of shorts to go to the water park. Like that's how bad it is. So I get the opportunity to find someone, that wants to get a Vans jacket, but they don't want to have to go to Journeys or wherever and try on a bunch of things and talk to the attendant there and, be in the mall and all the bright lights and the crazy noises and all that. I love that I get to offer that to other people. So that would be how I'm going to end that. Same motivators. Yeah. Hate to try on clothes in store. Peach, I hate it. The anxiety of going into a dressing room for me is like at a level 1000 easily. Put me in a mosh pit at a punk show any day, I'm totally fine. Put me at the mall and trying to try something on, and I literally will sweat to the point where I just can't even be there. I mean, heck, I even have a hard time in movie theaters. So, I think there's so many more people like me that are out there and like you guys that don't want to have to go in stores, and that we get to bring that to them. I think it's pretty stinking cool. All right, you guys, I will be back on tomorrow. So tomorrow we don't have to ship. Let me take a look and see. I know I have an appointment out of town this week. That's not till Wednesday. Okay, so I will be back on tomorrow. We gotta get more pictures. So all the stuff that you see now, I'm gonna get listed, and then I'm gonna between tonight and tomorrow morning, and then I'm gonna need to get some more pictures. So I will be back on tomorrow afternoon. If you guys want to join me, I will make a video with the little register so you can click it so that you get a reminder. I hope that those are helpful for you. The reminder stuff is so helpful for me. Like I need that to remember stuff. So where'd you get your phone strap? Sophie, if you go to the old Linkity on my wall, it'll take you over to a place where you can click on where it says reseller supplies. It'll take you to the Smile store with the arrow, if you know what I'm talking about. And then it's in there under reseller supplies. And this thing is wonderful. I had ordered one before that I didn't like. This is the second one I had ordered, and it has served me so well. I have worn this. I wore this all last summer for garage sailing every weekend. I've worn it to every concert we've gone to. I wear it all the time, and I wear it every day for this stuff. eBay workshop starts tomorrow. Oh, that is tomorrow. You're right, Peach. Yeah, I do. I definitely want to check that out. You got a lot done. I'll look for you tomorrow. I'll work when you do tomorrow. Sounds great. Night, Denise. Good night, you guys. Have an amazing evening. Thank you for adding value to me. Thank you for the 11,000 hearts. Thank you for the shares and the follows and the live gifts and all the good stuff. I really, really appreciate it. And I hope you guys have an amazing and awesome evening. Okay. Bye, everybody. Peace. And if you are still with us on YouTube, I see we got a couple people on. Thank you so much for joining us. And I'll be back on again tomorrow. And I'm not sure what time, but I will be back on here tomorrow. And if you will find me on TikTok, you'll be able to see the video tomorrow morning that has the little register button thing. So find me on TikTok. It's just nice comps, easy to find. Thanks again, you guys, for coming. And I hope you have a fantastic, awesome, and amazing night. All right. Bye, everybody.